man. I wish I did.
Me too.
I like the piano.
I was gonna say piano.
Yeah. That's my deal, man. But when I sit down and listen to music nowadays, the saxophone is the guys that I listen to. Saxophone.
Right on.
I play the tambourine.
All right, you boys ready to
Skin
jump into
flute.
it?
If you in time, that's okay. And if you in time in church, that's even better.
All right, you boys ready?
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
All right, we are live. Welcome back to the
We Got Five on It
podcast.
Yeah, welcome back. We're back here with the normal crew, and we have a guest, but we'll get to him later. Remember, follow us on the Apple Podcast, the best one, Spotify, Google Play. Subscribe and review. Give us a good review. Whoever gave us that 4-star review, you can go fuck yourself.
I know who it was, man.
Did
Who
you?
was it?
I don't, but I have a good feeling.
Oh, asshole
I can
move.
eat a dick.
Follow us on all those. Get caught up on all the episodes, and this one should be a good one.
Number 14.
Number 14. We have our resident NBA.
Let's go.
Yeah. Mr. Coop's in the building. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Mr. Coop.
How are you, gentlemen, this evening?
Good.
My name's Alicio Cooper. They call me Coop. Coop is good. I from San Diego. I am a 33-year veteran of the sanitation department of the city of San Diego.
Nice.
Yes,
good
sir.
for you.
My man.
All right, that's
Almost
what-
retired.
That's what I do. I'm almost out. I got 2 more years. They told me
Attaboy.
you got 2 more years and you can't come back, and I'm good with that. I might not last 2 more years, but that's what they told me.
As long as they give
That's
that
all right.
golden handshake, get it out of there.
That's it. Yeah.
Coop, I want you to know I'm very, very excited to have you. You're the only guest that I wore a collared shirt for. I mean, I just feel like you deserve that respect.
Oh,
I didn't.
my
I
goodness.
didn't.
Thank
I
you,
didn't.
man.
I'm
I didn't
pretty
wear a
fired
collar.
up to
I
have
only
you,
wear-
man.
You kind of went out of your way, but it looked nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's a lot, but you deserve it.
I wore a collared shirt for Chris, so that'll tell you I wear a collared shirt for anybody.
Yeah.
I won't. I only wear it when I golf. 'cause
I'm
I have
fired
to.
up for this one, fellas.
All right, so
love you,
this
Chris.
week we are doing our top 5. Hang on, I'll take a slugger of Bud Light.
I'll take one too.
Slugger Bud Light.
Thank you.
I'll have another one too.
We are doing, interrupted by drinks, the most important thing in this
Yes.
podcast.
Yep.
We are doing our top 5. I don't even know how you want to say it. Starting
Yeah.
NBA lineup all time. Instead of doing our top 5, we're doing 1 through 5.
We assembled our
Yeah,
best.
we're not doing
starting
top 5
ever.
teams.
Yeah.
So
How
our
can you
1 is our
create-
point, our 5 is our center.
How can you create the best team?
Okay.
Not the 5 best players
All
of
right.
all time
The
in the
5
NBA.
dudes you're throwing
Okay,
in.
All right.
So I think Cooper.
Yeah, that's
what?
okay.
But I think what Cooper was thinking was you take your best point guard, you take your best shooting guard, you take your best small forward.
Yeah.
So for our list, we kind of move guys around a little bit to where some of us, at least my team, it's a position they have played, but it's not truly what they're known as. Ribos he's kind of moving some guys a little bit.
Yeah.
Cooper, I think, went with the idea of I'm taking the best point guard, or who I believe is the best point guard, who I believe is the best number
Yeah.
2, who I believe is the best number 3.
Which might still be the winning team.
And
we're
I
gonna
also-
find out. We're gonna find out.
I think Coop has a few iterations of lists over there, so I think we should be all right.
He can go off the dome, I'm sure.
All right,
All right,
so
Cam.
Coop's gonna go last because this is his shot. Mine is going to be what Tybo was just talking about, moving players around. At the point, I'm going with the king, LeBron James.
LeBron
James. I think he can facilitate the rest of my guys pretty well. I think he's gonna be able to dribble, drive, and get my other guys some open shots at the point. Number 2, pretty easy pick. The great one, Michael Jordan. Lockdown D, can score. He's going to get a lot of points off of LeBron driving. Kind of hard to not pick him. At number 3, which would be the small forward, I'm going with 6'11" KD. Stretch.
Yep.
Can shoot long enough to play D, can run the court, can do all of it. At my power forward, I'm going with the one and only creator of the step back, Dirk Nowitzki.
He didn't create the step back.
Paul
but okay.
Pierce.
Paul Pierce did. Oh, Paul Pierce did? Okay. We're going to stick with Dirk. Single-handedly knocked off the big 3. with the company of Jason Terry.
And
Jason
Tyson
Kidd.
Chandler and Jason Kidd.
Oh yeah, okay.
Sean
Tyson-
Marion.
oh
Don't
yeah,
forget
the
Sean
Matrix,
Marion,
the
bro.
Matrix with the
Come on,
best
bro.
shot in the NBA.
He had
Come on,
some
bro.
dudes.
And at my center position, hard to argue the most dominant center to play the game, physically dominant, Shaq.
I could argue. He's the most
Um,
dominant, but I could argue.
Yeah. You can put up a couple people against them. When you catch that ball in the circle, you're getting dunked on. Don't care who you are. That's my top 5.
Decent.
Let's hear it.
Am I hitting second today?
You are hitting second in the 2-hole.
All right, so my list is brought to you by buckets. 'Cause
I
that's
miss-
all my team's gonna get. They're getting buckets all night. I'm going with the best shooter of all time at my point guard. I struggled between Magic and this man, but I'm taking Stephon Curry as my point. I know he's small and undersized, but goddamn, you got to guard that guy. If you give him a sliver of space, he's knocking it down. Extends the defense. Number 2,
Oh, man, let the
This-
notes begin.
go ahead, bro. I want to hear it. Number 2, Michael Jordan. I think we all have him as our number 2, so I really don't think much needs to be said there. Number 3, Cameron. You kind of said it all. Arguably one of the most dynamic scorers the NBA's ever seen. No one's ever seen a 7-footer, 6'11" man dribble, handle the ball with the arsenal of offensive moves that he has. Kevin Durant at my number 3. Number 4, I'm going to take King James. He's versatile, offensively, defensively. He can help me switch more when Steph becomes an issue. So I like LeBron at my 4. And number 5, the best power forward of all time, but I'm going to move him down to center because he spent a lot of his career there, Tim Duncan. 6'11", 250. He can handle the size you guys are going to throw at me. He's played against Shaq. He's got better head-to-head numbers against Shaq, so I'm not really worried about that. So that's my top 5.
2 points.
More rebounds and more assists.
All right, all right. Decent list, Tybo. Tybo with the all-soft list of the evening. But
Really? Huh.
my list is
Kobe's on your list?
We'll find out.
my list is brought to you by Staples in honor of Coop's notebook, and and where arguably some of the greatest NBA players have played in their center. All right. Leading it off at point guard. By the way, I assembled the most doggish, hard-nosed team to win one game against you fools,
Oh,
and you are not beating me.
I can't wait to call you a hypocrite.
All right, well, we'll see how that shakes out. All right, point guard. I will not call him the king. I just don't. That doesn't sit well with me. But LeBron James. He's basically Magic Johnson on steroids. So
Yeah.
I think you can make an argument about his defense, but in his prime, and if he had to win one game, he'll handle Steph. He'll squash
Minus
him
the
like a
AIDS
bug.
too.
Yeah, he also
No-
doesn't
no
have
AIDS.
HIV. So
No, not that we know of.
like you said, Tybo, I got MJ at the 2. I don't think we need to spend any time arguing that. I think we got a lot of other things to argue. Small forward, I got Kobe for his doggedness. Plays good D. He can take over a game. Just that's all I need to say about him. I'm sure we'll get into that.
Yeah, we will.
This is where you guys are just not prepared. Power forward, I got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Okay,
I like the pick.
all-time leading scorer. He's basically Tim Duncan, but better. A lot of length. He has
Different players.
arguably the most unstoppable offensive weapon the NBA has ever seen in the skyhook.
I don't think it's
So-
arguable.
Okay, so I appreciate that. Wow, Tabo, I shouldn't have been so hard on you. So anybody that you put up against him, he'll just at a 40% clip. And then at center, I'm with Cam, the most physically dominating player, I think, ever, Shaq.
Are you guys taking Skinny Shaq or
I'm taking
Laker Shaq?
Laker Shaq.
You don't want Magic
Oh,
Shaq?
I don't mind either one of them.
Which one are you taking if you had to take one?
With my current lineup,
Yeah. You'd probably want Skinny Shaq.
I
don't
want
you?
Skinny Shaq.
Yeah. You can run a little bit.
he could run the court even as a big boy, though.
Yeah,
I
but
want
you-
I want big
For,
Shaq.
for how big he was, he could run
No,
the court.
I understand that.
I want the diesel.
You
Yeah.
want the diesel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Shaq Daddy.
That's my starting 5.
He was still bigger when he played for the
You guys
Magic.
can come see it.
All right, Mr. Coop.
He didn't have
The reason we came
that,
here.
that basketball knowledge though. There
No,
was
no,
still
no,
some
no.
things that he
He was
needed
young.
to get when he got to the Lakers.
Yeah.
That's when he became
He
the
Phil
Diesel.
Jackson
That's when he
product.
came. That's when he became the Diesel.
Big Diesel,
Yeah.
baby.
That's right.
I don't fuck with cool.
All right. Hello to everybody. I'd like to say welcome and much love to a old rap group called the Loonies. They made the song "We Got Five on It," and that theme, that rhythm, has become the moniker of this show.
That's
which is,
right.
That's
a
us.
beautiful thing. I hope you guys cleared it with them, and
We did.
and no troubles.
I talked to all of them.
I thought you were
Alright.
supposed to take care of that, Coop.
Oh man, you know I didn't get that memo, so
I smoked a blunt with them in the parking lot
but
before he
leave-
came on.
if you said it's okay, it's okay.
It's okay.
All right. My sponsor for this evening, Afro Sheen and Ultra Sheen Cosmetics.
Is that a ball joke?
No, that
What the
well,
fuck?
it'll get there. It'll get there. It's products that have kept the black community looking good and feeling good for many years. Quite a few of the young men who are playing in these NBA times have used those products, and they, as you can see, they play well and look good. So,
All right. I like
all
it.
right. And
Wait, is that a ball joke?
no, I'll get there.
Just kidding.
But and shout out to that's not really one of my phrases, but I'll use it this evening. Shout out to Uncle Bob and Stadium Pizza, man.
That's right.
Those conversations at those establishments,
They made this. They
they
made this.
keep
spot.
this thing going. They keep us going, and well, it's a beautiful thing. Atmosphere is outstanding, and keep it going, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna go to my list, which is an old school. I kind of went with the flavor of the top 5 all time at each position. Now I have a team to compete with, but I don't know if you guys will accept that. But I'll give you my list, and then you can tell me.
Why
what
don't you give
want.
us both lists right now?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you have my my all-time team, and I really feel these guys are all-timers. At center, I have Bill Russell, the winningest player in NBA history. You can debate who he was playing with and what he was playing with, and he still comes
We
out.
can.
He still comes out
And
to
we
be
will.
the winningest player. Elvin Hayes is my power forward. ABA, NBA, old timer. We'll get to your Tim Duncan
The
with
fucking
that
disrespect, Cooper. The goddamn
one.
disrespect.
We'll get to your Tim Duncan with that one. He's just a grandson. I got the grandfather. All right.
Shit.
At small forward, I have the doctor, Julius Irving. Need I say anything more?
Yeah, it's hard to argue that one.
Need
No.
I say anything more?
Nope.
Okay, thank you very much. I won't. I'll move on.
I'll save
to,
my breath for the Tim Duncan conversation.
I'll move on to as we all probably have picked shooting guard Michael Jordan. He's just a bad boy. I mean, you cross generations, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. Well, 2000s he was toe up, he was done, but you can still see the physical traits and the things that he brought to the NBA. They still resonate today in the youth of the day. So Michael Jordan is my shooting guard, and at point guard Magic Johnson. He's just a template. He is what coaches would like to have their kids play like. Maybe not the off-field
The
exploits,
extracurriculars.
The
but
extra-
on the court, the vision, the intellect, the talent, the size. If you can get 6'9" at point guard, is a beautiful thing, and it's Magic Johnson all day long. Magic Johnson, shooting guard. Excuse me, point guard.
I gotta be honest. I
That's
didn't
my
realize
top
that
five.
Magic was 6'9".
Yeah,
I had to look it up.
You didn't know
He's
that?
big.
Well, I knew he was big, but I thought he was like 6'7" big.
He's big. All right, now
I didn't
give us
realize-
your team that will beat us because that ain't gonna do it.
All right, okay. Those are the old dudes that's probably got the scorecards for the slam dunk, but that's okay. I'll get to that too. I'll get
Bill
to that
Russell
too.
is 6'10",
By the way,
215.
what you
That ain't
had in
getting it
mind,
done.
Coop, that's a good
KD's
list.
Okay.
KD's balling him up.
Here we go, fellas.
All right, this is with the meat.
This is my team to compete with the youngsters of today. At center, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
No, no.
That's
It's already been stated he probably has the most unstoppable shot ever developed by a basketball player.
Yep.
Minus the crossover to lose you. Just if you want to get behind me,
Are you talking about Allen Iverson?
Allen could stand there.
I almost picked him, by the way.
He can stand there and watch the ball go through the hoop, pick it up and punch it in. Power forward, Moses Malone.
Good pick.
Relentless on defense,
this was a fantasy draft, this is when I chirp in and go, you could have got him later.
But you know what? When you want him, you get him. All right. Don't wait on nobody else. You go do your thing. All right. What do you say? Fo fo fo.
Fo, fo, fo.
Remember fo fo fo. All right. Small forward Scottie Pippen.
Really?
Michael's Robin to his Batman. Probably
Played better D.
the best defensive player
Don't say
that
it.
I've ever seen.
Okay.
Okay.
That hey.
And I got his junior coming up.
Okay.
Michael Jordan. Once again, the Batman.
You got
to,
him you got him on both teams.
I got him. You got to keep Mike.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
keep
You
Mike,
can't
man.
get
All right, hey,
That's a no-brainer.
it's your team. You do what you want.
Hey,
Any list without Mike is just
old money.
Asinine.
Crazy.
throw it out.
Well,
Oh,
and I'm mad at Scotty and Mike together.
That's and that's it. That's it. That tag team
Yeah, I'm
is
not mad at it.
It's legendary. And my final pick at point guard, Gary Payton.
Oh, the glove. I wore Gary Payton's shoes in high school. I love Gary Payton.
I don't.
Not on the Lakers.
Did they help you move?
No,
or-
they didn't. I didn't
Okay.
like him on. I didn't like him on the Lakers though. That whole
Okay.
Dream Team
Well,
shit was
he,
whack.
he was kind of old
Yeah,
and
it was all done with
tired
that.
and trying to be a Kobe,
Supersonics.
trying to be a Kobe mentor, but Kobe and I'm a Laker guy, but Kobe
He
just
also-
Kobe wasn't listening, and we'll get to that sabotage with Detroit later on.
I really don't like Gary Payton because I've never worn a glove in my life
Really?
in the bedroom.
Okay,
but
you never been to Minnesota. You'll put on a glove.
You're friends with Magic Johnson?
Yes.
You'll put on some gloves.
I can
and,
test him.
and
I
you'll
can
think
test him all
about
the
Gary
time.
Payton and like grabbing that. Oh, this is nice. This beard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like Gary Payton, but he's not fucking with my team.
Yeah.
Coop, I gotta be
all right.
honest. I like your list.
Beautiful.
I like
You're
your
going with a lot of
starting five.
defense, especially in the backcourt.
I'm a defensive-minded guy, and that's what you do when you go with what you know.
Still can't guard Steph.
there's a
but-
clear
Oh, we
direction.
got Steph. We got Steph.
You
we
ain't
ain't worried
locking
about
up
Steph.
Steph.
We ain't worried about Steph.
I'd rather have Gary Payton on Steph than
Any other guy on your team, or Rybo's team?
So I have a,
no Michael Jordan. Maybe.
I have a quick. This is
But then there's
this is an off-the-cuff suggestion. What if we just picked matchups, and then we beat up the matchups? And
I was
see
just
who
gonna
would win?
ask. I was just gonna ask you what 1-2. What 1-2 in the NBA right now? Oh, I don't know about better.
No, I mean like
No,
Cam's team versus
No,
Tyler's team.
I'm gonna ask Cooper a question now. Would you take any 1-2 right now in the NBA over Michael and Scotty?
No, not even. No.
Nobody close.
Not even. If you want to get Kawhi with
Paul George.
no
LeBron?
No.
I think
no,
there's an argument
Nope.
last year with Steph and KD.
I was thinking Steph and KD last year. Harden and Westbrook ain't gonna
No.
fuck around with him.
I lose Steph with the defense on either one of those guys.
That's no, I agree with that.
It's one thing for you to score.
What
but you
about
got-
what
but you
about
gotta
Steph?
stop- you
What
gotta stop
about
me from
what about
scoring.
Clay KD?
Interesting.
Oh,
Wait. You would
Not
you
over,
take Scotty
not
and
over
Michael
MJ and
over
Pippen.
KD and Clay.
Not over MJ and Pippen.
you would take Kate. You would give more credence to Clay and KD than
would-
Steph
No.
and KD.
I would give more
I would.
credence to Steph.
Against
What?
those two. Against those two.
No, we're just talking all time.
I think. I don't
Steph
know.
creates his own shot.
I think Clay
but
could on
but
a,
he's a liability on defense.
No, I agree. I mean, Clay's one of the top, probably 3 2-way players
And
in
when
the
you
NBA.
have and
top
Scotty
4.
and Scotty is not that bad an offensive player, let alone one of the, like I said, the best defensive
But-
player I've ever seen. And Michael Jordan, well, he is what he is. So where is Steph gonna go? And KD is gonna have an issue with either one of them.
I don't know, man. I don't think Mike.
Scotty on KD. It's
don't-
an interesting concept.
It's an interesting one, but I don't think Scotty's ever guarded a guy like KD ever in his life.
I think he has.
Who? No one's ever moved like KD before.
Give me a moment.
Yeah, I mean,
There's a new concept. Give me a moment.
Yeah, I don't think that's the problem with like when you get into like the older guys.
they've never seen a guy move like that.
They haven't seen people that are playing like they do today.
No.
I mean,
And granted, it was more physical back then.
oh
I
for sure,
and
it's
I
a different
totally
game.
Get that.
It's a different game,
it's
but
a different
you
game,
don't run into guys like
7
like,
foot tall.
Well, even you don't run into a guy like Steph that's gonna make every fucking shot he's gonna take.
every single. I mean, more or less
I mean, you give him an open shot, he's gonna make it.
contested.
There's not too many guys back in the day that were as good at what he does. As what
Off
he does.
balance. Off balance.
Just shooting. Just
He's
shooting.
not
I'm
like-
talking strictly shooting.
Yeah, me too. Because
There
Reggie,
was- there
Reggie
was-
Miller made crazy hard shots, but never to the tune of
No.
what Steph does. Every night you watch a Steph Curry game, it's like, holy shit, dude! Like, how the fuck are you making that?
Yeah.
Like,
Same with Clay.
no, Clay's just as crazy, but I just like Steph's ability to handle the rock a little bit and move off the ball. And Clay moves really well off the ball. But I'll watch NBA games and just watch Steph, the way he moves off screens and does this and that and the other. He's really good at finding ways to get open, man. If you just give him a little glimmer of light.
I think all time, though, he's a liability on defense.
Yeah. I'm not going to sit here and fucking die on the hill that Steph Curry's a great defender, dude. I'm never going to fucking say that.
Well, I think with, like, anybody's, I don't know. Like, okay, so just pick one of our teams, and who do you put Steph on?
I mean, I got to find.
You got to put him on Matt. You got to put him
Well,
on. You got to put him on Jordan.
Yeah, pick a team. But also, I mean, tell me who I'm going against.
Okay, just pick one off of.
Off your team?
Sure. You got to put him on Jordan.
Yeah, I got to put him on Jordan.
Who are you gonna put him on Rybo's team? Kobe?
I'd probably put him on Jordan again.
Really?
Yeah. Nah,
That's a tough matchup.
probably Kobe.
It's a tough matchup anyway.
Okay.
I think the thing when I pick Steph, I knew you guys are going to come with defense. I'm coming with that's all right. You have to guard Steph too. That
Oh, yeah.
stretches out
Chasing him
your
around.
defense
Chasing the little guy around.
to where now I can go, all right, dump it into KD in space, dump it down to Jordan in space, dump it to Timmy, have guys move some more. And I mean, I think hopefully you guys aren't underestimating how much Steph moves and how hard he makes a defense work
Oh, for sure.
to not make sure that guy's open. Because if he's open, it's over. It's over. You have to be on him the entire game. You have to know where he's at. Now, I understand this is an all-time
I'll be
team, so
honest.
most guys are
Steph
like that,
was gonna be
but
my point guard until he became your point guard.
Yeah.
When you had Magic, I was like, oh sweet, I'm gonna take Steph. But then you switch it, so I switched.
It
mine
was
on.
real close between
Yeah.
Magic and Steph, but I already knew a couple of you guys had Magic, so
There was a junk defense that in the finals this year that people had really never seen in the NBA when Toronto decided to go to that box and won.
it worked
And
for the first game.
It made Golden State think, and Kerr couldn't figure it out.
It
Well-
worked. It worked for the first game. They did it the second game, and they figured it out.
Well, point being, there's somebody that can get in Curry's face, and that's all you need is somebody who can get in Curry's face. I have a player in that Gary Payton would be that in his face.
Disruptive.
Totally get that, but let's not
and-
overlook
and-
the fact that they had a hurt Klay Thompson and no Kevin Durant those first 3 games.
Well, I mean,
Who's he going to pass to? Sean Livingston?
Aspects of the game are aspects of the game.
I understand that.
You
My
check-
aspects of the game is I got 4 all-timers.
Yeah.
Run the double box.
We all
by
have
means.
all-timers, Tybo.
I know, but try to run the double box against 4 all-timers. It's not going to work. Those guys will move the ball so quickly, it'll never happen.
But if he's your point guard and he's really your only passing guy,
LeBron.
LeBron?
You don't think LeBron's a great passer?
No.
That is
Oh.
No.
what?
No.
You don't
No.
think LeBron's a great passer?
Nope.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
His size gives him vision.
Oh, so
But-
Magic doesn't,
No, Magic is a great passer.
but his size gives him vision.
No, but Magic is a better point guard than LeBron will ever be.
LeBron's not a point guard though, but he can still pass like a point
Well,
guard.
but that's the mindset is that he can pass that point guard aspect, and you're measuring him against Magic. He doesn't.
I'm not. I just asked if he was a good
doesn't-
passer.
I
No,
think he
no.
can dribble. I think
he's a good passer, but he's not that good of a passer to take up the slack when that Steph Curry is not there.
I saw him do it literally against Steph Curry, KD, Klay Thompson with really, I mean, he had Kyrie, but he was the point forward.
He is a passer, but I don't think he's that great of a passer.
I think he's. I think.
And particularly when you have Steph Curry as your number one, and now he has to take up the slack. Now I don't think he'll get it done.
Could not disagree more.
I think that LeBron, at my point, I mean, just the dribble drive is it's unstoppable almost. You're not gonna stop him going through the lane. And if you gave LeBron anybody who could play, besides Kyrie on the Cavs, I mean, well, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, say what you will, but the last year with the Cavs, he basically did that shit by himself. and he made other guys look. He made other guys look like superstars that were not great. So that's why I mean, you put him at the point. I mean, how are you gonna stop him?
The only team here, in my opinion, that can stop the dribble drive as
You think Magic's gonna stop LeBron at the point?
No, but I think that when LeBron gets into the paint, let's say a Moses Malone, I'm going old school now, who with the contact in already part of that game, LeBron, he's not going to take too many of them pops. At some point in time, he's going to stop with that dribble.
How much does Moses Malone weigh?
You know what?
Not 250.
I bet he's not 6'10" and 275
6'8",
pounds
yeah.
with 4% body fat.
6'8", 260.
But at the same time, the physicality of the game at that time.
Oh yeah, it was banging.
It's something that LeBron really hasn't experienced.
Yeah, it was banging.
in this time. So that's where I say, if you keep going to the paint, you're going to get knocked down, and at some point in time, you're going to stop going to the paint, and that's going to change your mind about going to the bucket and wanting to dish off.
I would love to see LeBron just tear a dude down like a 6'10", 215-pound Moses Malone when
Yeah.
he goes to the bucket.
215.
Moses ain't taking too many of those shots.
215.
215.
That's a little guy. I mean-
Kevin Durant weighs more than Moses Malone,
Well, Kevin Durant
and he's a
is
stick.
Yeah, he's a stick, and he's not going to take too many of them beatings.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't play that way.
Yeah,
though.
But he's 6'11",
and-
230. He's got an extra
Yeah,
15 on Moses.
The numbers sound good, but the mindset when
No,
when you get into that contact is totally different.
Totally
They bang
understood,
for
but
sure.
And that's what I'm saying.
You can't teach height. I mean, you can teach weight, I guess, if you want to get fat.
You can't.
but
You can teach weight.
you
Teach
can't
him.
teach.
Teach him to stay at the
You
table.
can't teach guys to look like LeBron James.
No, he's a specimen.
I don't think Moses. I think Moses would take a couple of those shots and be like, I don't really like that. And I get your point where that was a dog eat dog kind of era. And
I like that era.
And me too, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
watching
like
I know it's not quite the same era, but watching the Bad Boys and stuff like that, like that was fun to watch. Old school Pistons against the Knicks,
Yeah.
Knicks against the Pacers and stuff. That was good stuff to watch.
It's what
But-
made Michael become that hero that so many people adore, because he had to get beat up and learn, I have to get more physical to get past these guys. And that's what he did. He got physical to the point where, yeah, it hurts, but I'm going to hurt you too. And I don't think KD has that mindset to deal with that just in this era. He hasn't had to deal with that. Everybody's moving out the way. It's like part the Red Sea when I come through.
Yeah, I agree. I also think that this is not meant to sound the way it's going to sound. I think KD's smarter than the old guys.
Okay.
He's not going to take the hits.
All
He doesn't
right.
need to. He's 6'11". He can elevate. He can get over the top
And he has
shoot
that
that shot.
outside jumper. I'll give him
That's
that.
why I like Dirk.
I'll give them that.
well, naturally, all the new guys are smarter because you get smarter with time. I
Yeah,
mean,
the
that's
game
just
changes.
naturally
Yeah,
gonna-
the game changes.
gonna
Yeah.
happen. It doesn't mean he's
Yeah,
smarter.
they're
as
not
an
doing
individual.
weird, the crazy old videos you see of the NBA, and they're doing these crazy layups and shit.
Yeah, like the Dr. J. We talked about this the other
Yeah,
night.
yeah, exactly.
That Dr. J thing was in slow-mo, man. You do that nowadays, that shit is getting pinned to the backboard. You try to do a
Oh, the,
slow-mo little
yeah.
Dr. J
Yeah.
against,
Shaq.
Shaq, fucking LeBron just screaming down. That shit is getting pinned.
But
It's
it-
not happening.
But if he gets
It was smooth
if
then.
he gets by you, he's gone.
But yeah, you can say that about anyone though.
Yeah, all of our guys, if you get by
I
them,
honestly don't. I don't think the old timers are going to be gone with LeBron. They can cover the court in seconds.
I will give you this: the physicalness of LeBron in this era, it might transfer, and it might transfer well to the 70s, the 80s.
He'd be a Hall of
I
Famer
think
in the
he would
70s.
be. I think he'd be okay. He'd compete.
What about KD?
But over an 82
He
game
would be too.
schedule, you being ready to play in the playoffs, that might be a different story.
Getting banged up.
And he has had a history of not being hurt until just last year.
Yeah.
He'd
Getting,
probably play
getting older.
different.
So I'll give him credit in being able to compete at that level. That's a Tim Duncan conversation too. But I'll give that particular
Timmy
player.
banged, bro. He went up against Shaq. Timmy banged.
That's what I was looking at. Like
we get there.
when when I was like Bill Russell. When you said Bill Russell, I'm thinking like, who did Bill Russell play against at center? And who did Shaq play against at center?
Bill Russell was 6'10", 215, and averaged 24 rebounds a game.
Okay, so Shaq played against Tim Duncan,
Hakeem.
Hakeem.
Very good.
I mean, well,
Dikembe.
yeah, a bunch of just 7-footers. He probably played
Vlade.
against Yao Ming for a
Vlade
little while.
Divac, Yao Ming.
Yeah, I mean there was
There were bruisers. There was tall guys. You had pretty much
Yeah.
anything.
Big
to do.
country.
Robinson, did he play against Robinson?
Yeah,
He probably played
he
against
played against
Robinson.
Robinson
Yeah.
for sure. He did.
Yeah,
that-
there's some dudes.
Those were some Chuck.
Yeah, I mean, socked him up.
He's
Yeah.
a big
Yeah.
fella.
I mean,
He's a big fella.
round man, a rebound.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it earlier. We can throw around stats as much as we want with this argument, but it's kind of useless because all these dudes are great statistically.
Absolutely.
100%.
It's more matchup theory than
I think there's one on your
Statistics.
list that not really any of us really know a ton about. I've obviously heard the name, but Elvin Hayes.
Okay.
Why'd you pick Elvin Hayes?
Elvin Hayes is there's a long history with him and me. Elvin Hayes was drafted into the NBA to the San Diego Rockets. So I grew up in San Diego. When San Diego had a ball team, and I used to go to the sports arena, and I used to see Elvin Hayes. They called him the Big E. My name is Alicio Cooper, and the Big E. And I wasn't tall, but I did watch him and develop the move that he has. In particular, earlier I said he's the grandfather to Tim Duncan being the grandson.
Yeah.
And that particular.
Is that real?
Well, no, it's a joke. It's a
Oh,
joke.
I thought it was
I
real.
was just saying yes in agreement. I
Elvin
remember him saying.
Elvin Hayes' signature move was that catch the ball out about 12 feet right off the block, and that turnaround off the glass. That was Elvin Hayes.
The big boring.
Or
Got
he could turn the other way and go to the middle and have that nice little jump shot. Not the short hook, but just a jump shot. That same thing that he did, and he was very successful at it. He was a go-to guy back in the 70s. Tim Duncan is that same type of guy in the 90s and the 2000s. That same move.
You're saying that Elvin Hayes is a boring player to watch.
No, he wasn't boring. He was physical, and he was one of the best offensive players at his
I know.
time.
I'm taking a stab at Tybo.
But at the
I know
same-
exactly what you're
and-
trying to
and
do.
that's what Tybo's going to say.
Yeah, the big boring.
So
big fundamental.
I liked him, but I'm saying I know where he got it from.
That's okay.
That's what
And
I'm saying.
A lot of people that are really good at what they do take their inspiration from other people
Right.
and they perfect it.
Exactly. We talked about the evolution.
Tim Duncan, I never watched Elvin Hayes. Too
Okay.
young.
You
Don't
see
know a
him-
lot about him.
You see him because you really like him. His name is Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan, whatever Tim Duncan did, he did it better than Elvin Hayes did it against better competition.
I don't know about. Okay.
So, with that, I mean, I don't know how many rings Elvin won, how many MVPs he had. Maybe it's because he played ABA, NBA, and some of that probably crossed over and hurt him a little bit.
He wasn't in the ABA. It was started the NBA.
Okay.
What year were the San Diego Rockets there?
Pardon?
What year were the San Diego Rockets there?
1968, 69, and then they.
I thought the merger was in '72.
No, the merger was in 76.
76.
1976. That's when the ABA merged
With the NBA.
with the NBA, right? And there was no more red, white, and blue ball.
Yep.
Will Ferrell got out of it.
The dunk contest was a fixture, a nice little publicity stunt for the ABA, but the NBA was smart enough to see that, hey, this is some flash and some flair that we need with our vanilla type league, and we're gonna and we're gonna bring that flash and flair and make it whole. So.
Hey, John Stockton did his best.
But then the San Diego Rockets, they end up leaving and going to Houston, and that's how they're the Houston Rockets. So just a little history.
I like it. I like the history.
And Elvin Hayes is my sentimental pick.
Okay,
it's
so
them-
I probably have the most
Can't argue that.
controversial power forward. I mean, Dirk. You think Elvin Hayes fucks with Dirk? In all honesty.
No, because Dirk is an outside perimeter player more so than an interior player, and Elvin Hayes was more of an interior defender than he was outside the paint.
Exterior.
So all
there
the-
was no three-point line at that time, so you was only going to go out so far, and either he gonna make it or he gonna miss. And Dirk, his game is
he stretched the floor.
His game is perimeter, absolutely. So yeah, Dirk would be okay, and his size would be okay. He's not a physical guy.
No, he doesn't need to be.
So his game would translate. That's my point.
All right. I think the problem is the era thing is, like,
It's
I
tough.
like watching the older, like I like watching how smooth the old guys were. They were definitely more charismatic. They were cleaner. They made people move different ways. Now it's more 3-point shot. I mean, the 3-point shot is the big thing in the NBA.
Were they smoother because everyone else was just slower?
Maybe, but it looks good.
Well,
It could be true, but they look good.
You play in the era that you are in.
I'm not
Yeah.
knocking them on it. I'm just
I
asking.
mean, you see Dr.
so
You see,
I'm not-
yeah.
I kind of am, but I'm kind of not. I mean this as genuinely as possible.
Oh, the talent
But,
level is
like,
unbelievably better.
the talent level back then, it's not like I can go out there and be good. I'd get my ass whooped. But I'm saying those guys were really good basketball players against not very good talent most of the time. There were guys that they played against that could hold their job. I'm not saying that there weren't Oscar Robertsons out there and other
No.
really, really good players.
Absolutely.
But as a majority of a team, I just don't know how many of those guys were really, all really, really high level NBA players that were on the same athletic ability.
Well, you have when you have a guy like a Tiago Splitter, I mean, he's a complimentary player, and there was a lot of complimentary players back then as well. So,
Tiago's 7 foot though.
but he still wasn't very good.
I think if Tiago
Tony
played back,
Kukoc.
if Tiago played back then,
Steve
I think
Kerr.
7 feet means a lot. I mean,
He didn't have the skill.
he's good enough to be an NBA champion, but
Well, that's because you're part of a whole, not singularly.
because he played with Tim Duncan.
Well, that's part of it. I give you that.
One way to do it.
You in the right place at the right time. Hey.
I'm on for the ride, bro.
Hey, yeah. So I mean, there's always complimentary players that help those stars become those stars that we're talking about today.
No one does it alone.
All right, Coop. Let's figure out who you got the most beef with on anybody's list.
And then that's a good way to do it. Let's each pick the guy we have think has
Biggest
the
beef.
weakest list, and then
Or the weakest player on a list.
Is it against our own individual team?
Yeah, I
where
think
we can
5
exploit
on,
that?
I think 5 on 5. Yeah, let's break down the matchups.
Okay.
God, that's hard, man.
Team versus team. So, Coop, who do you think has the weakest team out of the three of us? And then we'll all debate who wins a game between you and that guy's team. Does that sound fun? We'll
You
go
know what?
round table.
It's coming
and
in
do
my
that.
neck. That's all right.
No. Actually, I might, even though you guys allowed me to change the game. I might even have to say me.
Well, that's a plot twist.
Whoa.
I might even
Whoa.
have to say me. I mean, Tyler got Steph Curry, and I don't think Steph would hold up against my guy. I got
Peyton.
either one, Scotty or Peyton. Somebody, Jordan. I mean, you got three guys. He's not going nowhere. They're gonna extend the floor.
But all our Jordans cancel out. Can we agree on that,
Exactly. Yeah,
right?
okay.
Our
All
Jordans
right.
cancel out.
Yeah,
Well, they kind of have to D other. They got to D different people
yeah,
though.
I mean,
Kinda.
But
just-
you would
just
put
playing the
Peyton
game.
on. You'd put Peyton on Steph, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And LeBron, he like I said, I think his talent and his physicality would transfer to
Any
the
era.
older guys.
Yeah.
So with that, and Tim Duncan's a special guy. Like I said, he the grandson. I don't. I might.
You're
be
supposed to be finding holes, Coop.
I
not-
might be the weakest one because I mean you can defend Kareem.
How? Who does?
Really?
Well, Shaquille just gonna stand there.
Yeah.
And that's what he does.
Body
That's
him.
what he does. Kareem's not going to the bucket. Kareem's just going to turn, and you can't stop this. Kareem guarding Shaquille, he's not going to do that.
Yeah.
No.
He's
Yeah.
never been that type of defender. He's not. Ooh, I might have the weakest team. I guess.
Wait, Cooper.
I
let
might
me
have to
let me
defend myself.
let me phrase this a different way.
Okay.
You're finding holes in our team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm willing to say that Gary Payton gives Steph a hard time. He makes it
Absolutely.
much more difficult than probably any defender he's ever had to go up against
Okay,
in
I
his
don't know.
life because, well,
Kyrie,
if-
maybe?
no, Kyrie's a fucking awful
No, I mean,
defender.
but he's
terrible.
annoying.
But I'm just saying, the glove, he'd love to put his hand on you and kind of do that, which we don't see in the modern day NBA.
all right.
So if that was allowed, Steph's going to have a
An
much
issue.
tougher time. A much tougher time. Now, Kareem's going to get his buckets on Tim because Kareem gets his buckets on everybody. I think Tim could probably go make it tough on him. He was a great defender. People always forget. He was very close to having a quadruple double with 8 blocks in an NBA Finals game.
I think David Robinson had one, right?
No,
Yeah, he
no,
did.
no one's ever had a quadruple double in the NBA Finals.
Oh,
Oh,
not
not
the
in the
finals,
finals.
just in a game.
Yeah, NBA Finals. But I think LeBron eats against Moses. I just don't see how that physicality translates. Jordan's the wash, and I'll take. Pippen's going to make it tough, but KD's going to get his buckets. So my question to you is, how do you think Tim does offensively against Kareem? Because I never got to watch Kareem. Does Duncan, in his prime, obviously, who was a pretty, good
I think
scorer,
he puts up
averaging-
25, 10, and 6.
Yeah, he probably averaged 25, 12, and 4 blocks at the height of his career. And
One
4
on
assists.
one,
well, no, in the context of the team, like they throw it to Tim on the low block.
right? And
How
Kareem
does-
is right there. Either
Kareem's there.
Yeah, he's playing on the back. Tim is going to get a shot, but it's going to be a contested shot. Kareem did contest shot, and he was a very good a team defensive player in terms of, okay, you got the shot, and I block you out, and somebody else going to get the rebound. I don't think that Tim is going to go by Kareem. Kareem was athletic enough to play defense, so I think it would be. It's not a wash. I'm not going to give Tim the edge. I would give Kareem the edge just because Kareem had
Just on that one-on-one matchup.
just because of that offense that Kareem displayed. I don't think Tim has a defense for that.
I
I don't think anybody has defense.
And
for
not
that.
only did
I kind of wanted to argue, but I really
as-
can't argue that.
As Kareem got
Yeah, you
older,
can't.
he not only had the sky hook, but he could also turn around and shoot that jump shot. And Tim really wasn't the type of player that I saw to step out and stick that hand up in somebody's face.
He would.
As you say, he
It was a one.
would,
It was a
would,
one-step
But
job.
did he? But did he?
Yes, he did, but he wouldn't consistently. I would say that the same way you said Kareem was a team defender,
Correct.
the way the Spurs always play defense is crash the boards. If a guy wants to take a shot at, and this is more of a team thing, I guess, than a Timmy thing, but a guy can only play in the system he's in. Spurs always go, we don't crash offensive boards or defensive boards if you're a guard. All of our big men crash boards, and that's all it is. So if we get a big guy to take a jump shot, back in that era in 98 through,
I'll
they
say,
changed a little
other
bit.
than Dirk.
They changed for sure when they played certain teams, but those guys, they would say, all right, take the jump shot. That's the shot we want you to have. You might make it, but we're going to crash the boards, and that's not what my job is, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So you just minus one person, one player going for an offensive rebound.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, guard-wise. Guards never go in. The guards start sprinting. The bigs go in, crash. So if a big on a big, unless it's Dirk, they are going to say, take the jump shot. I'm going to crash. Odds are you miss. Like when they play Russ, you should watch the Spurs play defense against Russell Westbrook.
Let him shoot.
They go, take every
Let 'em shoot.
shot
Because they
you
don't have the
want.
respect for him.
They-
Exactly.
No, he
They
can't
go.
shoot.
They go, no, you might drop 35 on us, but I bet you shoot 30
It's
times.
going to be on 40 shots.
So
Yeah.
go ahead, bro.
But I think Kareem
Why-
would win that matchup.
Why is nobody?
And we're about to go with their.
Why has
Dirk.
nobody done the skyhook? Why has nobody in the NBA ever went after the skyhook? 'Cause I mean, it's not a tough shot. Everybody's done it. And why has nobody else perfected it?
Because it's not a pretty shot. It's not a shot that everybody.
effective.
It's effective, but not everybody is into effective. Is into, hey man, look what looks good. They'd rather do a crossover and try to go to the bucket and dunk, or pull up for a 3-pointer even.
Yeah.
Than hey, let me a big man, and really that's a big man's shot.
I feel like Timmy kind of had like a ugly little skyhook fucking shit he used
had
to do.
a-
He had an ugly little move
I
like
like
that.
Tim.
It was
yeah,
a
it was a
left hand.
side. It was
It
a
was
side. Yeah.
After you pump fake,
Yeah,
to
it was
give
an
you a
ugly
little
little-
shoulder
yeah, it
rub,
was-
and then just
yeah.
do like an ugly little.
Yeah.
But it's the same
I
reason.
can't think
no
of
one-
anybody else that nobody does it though.
It's the same reason no one shoots free throws underhand like Rick Barry.
It's a shot that you have to have perfected from when you were a little kid. It was convenient for you, and it was something that everybody wanted to catch on to. Everybody wanted to dunk. Not everybody wants to shoot that underhand free throw, and Rick Barry led the league for many years.
Yeah.
shooting free throws underhanded.
Exactly.
He looked like a girl, but he's winning championships. How mad are you?
Is
at
it worse than Jeff Hornacek rubbing his face?
Well, that's
Fuck that guy.
That's a tribute to somebody else.
Yeah, it was to his kids, or he was saying hi to his kids or some
ball
shit.
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Cam, you and the Dirk Nowitzki thing.
Yeah.
Interesting concept.
He's gonna score. He's gonna score. Put anybody you want on him, he's gonna score. Put Scotty on him. Put whoever you want on him. Put LeBron on him, he's gonna score.
Who's he gonna stop though?
Nobody.
That's where I'm gonna go with.
Who?
At least Steph's serviceable on defense. Dirk's a liability.
Yeah.
Okay, so against.
Thank you.
Okay, LeBron, he's gonna
Coop,
score.
you
He's
got
gonna
one?
score on anybody you have. I'm not worried about it.
Missy.
What if I put him LeBron on LeBron?
Miller.
That's fine.
Huh.
I'm still gonna have a mismatch.
That's like the Kermit
Steph's
the
gonna be
Frog
your
meme.
mismatch. That's where you're against my team. Steph's gonna be your.
And Dirk's going to be your mismatch against mine.
Yeah, but I'm gonna. I mean,
You're taking scoring. You're
I will
taking
take
offense
Steph.
over
I will
defense.
take Steph shooting threes over Dirk shooting threes.
obviously, you're gonna take Steph shooting threes
Okay,
over
so
the
that's-
entire NBA combined.
That's my advantage.
Yeah,
You
but
keep
I mean,
taking your long
but-
twos.
but I'm
I'll
not
take
go-
my threes.
that's okay. But I can back your team down and knock down step backs.
Your
Who?
guys' team is really close between Tybo and Cam.
Yeah.
I think.
I
he's
mean,
both-
we've seen Dirk do it to LeBron
One time.
by himself.
And I've seen Timmy do it against Dirk multiple times.
Okay, in the West, not for a.
Dude,
Not
back
for
in
NBA.
back in the day, those Mavs Spurs were basically the Western who's
Oh,
gonna
yeah, for
make
sure.
it to the finals and
But
win
how?
a championship.
I mean, you could probably count on two hands how many shots, how many three-pointers Duncan made in his career.
I could name one against the Suns that won them a playoff game and the series because he made that shot.
Can you think of more than this many though?
No, that's not his game.
I know it's not his game, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying. I stretch the court.
That's fine.
I'm gonna stretch it out. You're gonna make Timmy. You're gonna get him. You're gonna put him on Shaq all game.
Okay, I'll take LeBron down low and just blow by you every single time.
I actually
You're not gonna blow by Shaq.
I
He's
just
gonna blow by Dirk.
I'm not worried about Dirk. I got Shaq in the middle.
Shaq's on Timmy. Shaq comes to help. I kick it to Timmy. Ball game.
as far as stretching the floor, Tybo has a better team as far as that goes.
Yeah, yeah.
You have a more physical team.
I'm long. That's all I went for.
Well, you're both long,
He has Steph, who's 6'3".
right? But
Your team- yeah.
you're still long and that's what I'm saying. You have the bigger, more.
Well, we have
physical team.
KD,
But as far as
KD.
stretching
We have
the
KD,
floor,
KD,
Tybo has a
LeBron,
better team.
LeBron. We have MJ, MJ.
I know what.
I mean,
I'm with you, Rybo. As soon as you get in the trees, literally for any of our teams, you're dealing with athletic 6'11 plus.
Oh yeah.
Now,
Oh, we're as close as any other team.
I
Yeah,
think so.
Your teams
Yeah,
are very close.
we're pretty close.
I think you value the stretch four. I
Yeah.
value the best shooter of all time.
No, I'm not mad at Steph. Like I said, I wanted him on my team.
Misleading the witness.
I'm not mad at Steph. He would have made my team.
No, I know.
I think
I don't hate Dirk
if
either.
I went Steph though, I wouldn't have went Duncan. I would have went I would have went all fast pace.
All
Right
fast?
right here, you got all fast dudes, and you got Duncan. He's your anchor. He's fucking pulling you guys down.
That's all right. Just kick it to him as he crosses, and then
You throw a
passes
you
to
throw
somebody
a
on the
quick-
wing,
you throw
and we're
a,
good to go.
You switch your Duncan out, and you got the best team. You got the best scoring team.
I just don't know who. The only other person I'd take over him is Kareem.
Kareem. Yeah, you could take Kareem. You could take
But-
Hakeem Olajuwon maybe.
No,
That
I
wouldn't
would
be a
not
bad
take,
pick.
I wouldn't take him over Duncan.
I got Elijah.
Hakeem,
Because Duncan-
Hakeem Olajuwon in your lineup right here is better.
Now, I agree with you, Cameron. My team would be better offensively, but Tim Duncan anchors down my defense, and I already have a
got
liability
MJ
with Steph.
You got MJ. You got some
I need
defenders.
a presence. A
I'm just
true-
telling you to cut Duncan and fucking cut the slack, man.
No, you
Get rid
just
of the-
hate Tim Duncan,
We're trying
and
to
you're
cut
trying
the-
to be
yeah,
nice
we're
about
we're
it
trying
in a
to get rid of
dickish
it.
way.
Yeah.
But Tim Duncan is literally one of the best.
Shaq's better on that team than Tim Duncan.
I agree.
Shaq's better on that team.
Tim's
Probably.
not a rim protector.
Yes,
Shaq,
he is.
Shaq is definitely a rim protector.
Tim's a rim protector.
Shaq's better on that team. On your specific team,
Tim's
Shaq's
a
better.
rim protector. He had 8 blocks in NBA's final game. How is that not a rim protector? How many guys have done that?
I don't know, but
He had a good game over his career.
How many great
over
players?
his career.
How
Look,
many great players never had a good game like that block wise in the NBA Finals? against any competition.
I couldn't. I don't have it for you right
That's
now.
my point. So
but my point is,
you can't just dismiss it as a good game.
We're looking at, well, this is just one game, so this might be that 8-block game, but I'm thinking, no, if Tim Duncan's there, well, I got a couple of guys who don't have a problem going right at him.
I'll wait.
Scotty's
going to go at Tim Duncan.
Scotty will, ooh, my goodness, and Michael really doesn't have a problem.
Okay.
So,
I agree with Coop.
So you got a couple of guys that don't feel that going to the middle, and that is part of their game.
The lane's just going to be wide open for him?
Well, I don't know if LeBron's going to slide over. He's out top. He's your
Yeah, he's
going
gonna
to
have to be out top.
He's not there.
No, he's playing as Tybo's 4.
So Jordan's getting by Jordan?
Oh, well, you know what? Yeah, I guess his shadow got to be the shadow.
Depends on where the sun's at.
I mean, shit.
I think when you look at your guys' two teams, I think when we look at all these lists, we have to look at elite two-way players. That's the only way to really make a difference between
Well, then
these
Shaq's
teams.
out.
Because
Agreed.
there's such like slivers of like it's such a small difference, right? And so when I look at your guys' teams, the liabilities in the two-way, Tybo is Steph. You could argue, I'm talking elite here.
No,
right?
I totally agree.
You could argue Durant to a certain extent defensively.
He's not elite defensively, but he's
Right.
He's
above
long.
average.
He's long
He's
enough.
above average.
He's
Other
long
than
enough to make up for it.
Other than that, LeBron of late, I get the argument, but in his prime, elite.
Elite.
So your other
The
three
best.
guys are elite. Cam, your big issue as far as that goes, in my mind, is obviously KD. KD already made the point about, and then Dirk.
Dirk.
But then if I look at your guys' position by position,
How do
your
you
twos
switch?
and threes are the same, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cam, I believe LeBron would be a better point guard. We can argue that a little bit. And Shaq a better center, but I think Tybo has a better power forward. So if I had to give this slight edge, I go Cam.
Yes.
Slight, though. It's so
because
slight.
of the scoring.
So I mean,
I think Dirk's a bad pick. I love Dirk. Like, he's obviously one of the best ever, but I think it was a bad pick. I think Tybo probably has
I'm trying to win one game.
Tybo probably has a more well.
I'm trying to win one
one
game, and Dirk
game.
wins games.
Turk won one series, dude.
Oh, you can't deny his career.
Tybo made
Great
better
career.
all-around picks, but your team's more physical, and I think that will service you well. If that makes any sense in the world.
I am not scared of Shaq versus Tim. It's happened before. Tim held his own. It was never a blowout on either side. I already texted you the numbers, the head-to-head numbers.
It's close.
It's very close.
Yeah,
Tim
it's-
averaged 2 more points,
Yeah.
1 more rebound,
Yeah.
1 more assist. That doesn't say he's better
Different programs, different teams, different.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Tim played for the best organization in basketball the last 20 years. And no, that's not debatable.
I'm not mad at it.
That's
I'm
not
not mad at it.
debatable.
I'm not mad at it.
That is not debatable. And Shaq played with one of the best players in our lifetimes, Kobe. So they both had great players. Great coaches at the time, too. Phil versus Pop. So they were. Now, where I would get concerned is now I got to put fucking LeBron on Kareem against Rybo's team. Tim versus Shaq I can handle. Especially when you got Dirk out there. I could fucking exploit
Yeah,
that
the,
all
the
all I
cream at
want.
the 4 is a little bit
Kareem
of a
at the
wild
4
card.
is.
Yes, it is. That's why I changed. I'm
Tough
like, wait
to
a minute,
handle.
that's not the team I want to play with.
Yeah,
because
that's tough.
That's my number 2 center right
You
there.
guys are already changing your squads based on.
I'm not
mine.
changing my squad.
Absolutely,
I'm not
absolutely.
changing, but
I'm not changing because
Making you
I could
rethink.
have picked 5 centers if I wanted to.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
you
you
wouldn't.
can.
You would have. Who would give the
I
ball
would-
to who?
That's what I'm saying. I could have.
Coop-
I could have picked 7-footers all day, but I don't think that's gonna win you a game.
Coop,
if I didn't take Tim, I'd take Kareem. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody
guy.
fucking with Hakeem?
no.
No.
Really?
He's not there yet. Well, he's.
I like his
I got
game.
Kareem Olajuwon. So and you kind of get the same. You get more mobility with Olajuwon than you
Yeah.
do with Kareem. But even Olajuwon against Tim, it's a difficult defend because Olajuwon is so mobile. And
Coop.
Yeah.
yes.
Let me ask you this: out of our 3 teams, who do you think is the best? Who would you be most afraid to go up against? And why?
You know what? We haven't talked about Kobe. And,
Yeah.
and-
Can we talk about something else? I got to take a piss real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I
Go ahead.
got to be on this fucking Kobe
Yeah.
conversation.
Well, we can talk about Kobe. We can,
Yeah, I'll jump in.
Yeah,
I'll
we'll
jump
jump
in.
in.
I'll jump in.
I'll give you my tape on Kobe just because I'm not a huge Laker guy to start. I respect the shit out of Kobe. I think he's a cancer, but I do think he's one of the best scorers to ever live. I think he's one of the best competitors to ever live. It's hard to argue performance, but it's also easy to argue what he did was not progressive towards the Lakers.
You're talking about Denver,
What do you mean?
the hotel in Denver. Is that what you're talking
Oh,
about?
I don't care about that. Yeah, I don't give a shit about that.
I know,
Yeah,
I'm
he
kidding.
ain't raping anybody.
That's a character issue right there.
I don't give a fuck about that.
He had to
he's-
worry about that.
My favorite golfer is Tiger Woods.
So explain
I
that
don't give-
comment a little bit more.
Didn't he score like 40
the
for
progressive
8
comment.
games after that? So it really didn't mess
I
with
don't.
him.
I think
And
he
it
was
worked for
more.
the Lakers, so.
I think he was more involved in himself than bettering the Lakers organization towards
Yeah.
the end.
Yeah.
I think he was a bad teammate at that time. I think he was
Detroit.
in the beginning. I don't think he was a bad teammate. I think he was a good teammate. I think he cared a lot. I think he was a competitor. You can't argue the fight in him. He's a dog. I love that about him, and I love that the last shot he wants it. I like that. That's one of the things I don't like about LeBron. I don't think his stats are good, but I don't think he has that killer instinct.
Makes
like,
the right basketball play.
No, and maybe you're right, but I like that take over the game a little bit, but I'm not mad at it. I'm just saying I think Kobe towards the end of his career didn't fuck his legacy, because I mean his legacy is what it is. He's top 5 all time, no matter what. I mean,
No, I'd put him in the top 10. I don't think he's top 5.
okay,
That's a
well,
conversation
it's,
for a different
yeah, it's close. I mean he's fringe, but I just don't like the end of his career. I don't like what he did. Took all the money. He could have bettered that team for how much they did for him. I mean, I think that's where I disconnected from him. I'm not a Laker fan. I've never liked the Lakers, but I always love Kobe. I like watching people dominate at games.
I just want to know how mad the rest of your teammates are going to be when Kobe jacks up 40 shots in 62 minutes.
But he was good on a lot of teams where there were superstars with the USA teams and stuff like that. I mean, he wasn't really.
Guys don't care. I
No,
mean,
but I mean, you're still going for a gold medal. It means a little bit something to you.
Yeah, they got a bronze, I think, when one of the years Kobe played.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
That was when Ginobili beat him, right?
yeah, actually. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Argentina won it.
What do you got on it, Tybo or Coop? Who wants to go next? I'm gonna let all you guys go on Kobe.
Coop's a
and
Laker
then I'm gonna
fan,
go.
so
I mean, Kobe to me, I'm not going to shit on the guy. He's a top 10 player of all time. He's a great defender, a winner, a proven winner, a proven competitor.
that's like kind of what I said before while you were gone.
Yeah, so sorry for.
No, you're good.
But for me, my one knock against Kobe is in the years I had watched him, and it was always, especially when I was younger, it was with some vitriol. Like, I didn't like him. As I got older,
As a Spurs fan,
I didn't like him. Him and the Lakers were always, a path that my team had an obstacle that we had to get over. As I got older, I respected him. I didn't respect him when I was younger. I respected the fact that he played through injuries. He was a dog, like you said. But my biggest thing is I really never felt like he made his team, not his team better, but his teammates better. He was never concerned with making sure guys got in rhythm, or it just always felt like the Kobe show. And for me, nothing ever symbolized that more than him doing his farewell tour. And a guy of that stature, he deserves that if he wants it. I'm not gonna clown the guy for doing something like that. But then, like, the whole Utah Jazz thing, it's like, okay, dude, it was really cool that you scored 60, but I think he took 40-plus shots, and the guys were just feeding him just so he can do that, because he just had to go out that way because he's Kobe Bryant.
but do you think they enjoyed that also?
I'm sure the guys did.
Yeah, they probably did.
And you know what? And I'm not going to say it's wrong or bad, and I'm sure a lot of people enjoyed that and thought it was really cool. I just, growing up liking the Spurs, I just grew up liking a different type of basketball player.
Boring basketball.
Sure, whatever.
I'm
Winning,
just-
and you can win two different ways.
Yeah.
You can win being humble and just kind of going about your business and not always having to tell everybody you're the best, or you can be Kobe. I don't know.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it.
What do
Mr.
you-
Cooper.
What do you got, Coop?
My thing with Kobe is he's Michael Jordan 2.0, but in that 2.0 where Michael learned to trust those people that were going to take him over the top, Kobe didn't trust those people who were going to take him over the top. And the organization gave Kobe the leeway. They backed him when they probably should have said, hey, look, man, we're trying to make this last for a long time, not just right now. And that is my issue with the Kobe thing with the Lakers, because that guy, he was such an outstanding player, and everybody wants to play with a good player, but he was so into himself to where he couldn't invite other great talents to come with him and make that a longer winning tradition, which the Lakers always push. He just wasn't that guy to do that. He ran off Shaq, and that pissed me off. Because as much as Shaq was a clown and maybe his basketball intellect wasn't where Kobe's was, that was the tag team right there. And people wanted to come and play with Shaq. Robert Horry, he made a point to come play with Shaq, and that benefited the organization. But the organization was more intent on making Kobe happy and comfortable in his mindset than saying, okay, wait a minute, man, can you step back a moment, because this thing is good now. It could be good for a long time, but it's not about you. They never said it wasn't about. They never said.
That's kind of Lakers' MO, though.
Well, not necessarily. Well, you know what? I'll give you that.
That's the Lakers'
because
MO forever.
Jerry Buss did it with Magic Johnson.
Yep.
But Magic Johnson was a different guy. If Kobe had
He had
that
AIDS.
same character, well,
He didn't have full-blown AIDS, only the HIV. right?
that's another conversation. If Kobe would have had the mentality that Magic had, and say, hey man, you know what? It's a we thing, not an I thing.
Oh, yeah. Kobe wasn't that guy, though.
San Antonio wouldn't have 2 or 3 rings.
No, they wouldn't.
I agree.
No,
if,
they wouldn't.
If Kobe didn't
No.
blow that ship up,
No.
yeah.
And that's my deal. My deal is was more so with the organization, because Kobe was going to be who Kobe was, and you needed that to win on the court. But the organization stood by. I ain't gonna say the wrong guy. They just went about it the wrong way.
Oh, anyone. Kobe back in the day was like with LeBron right now. I want to go play with him, but I'm not going to go play with him. Same
Yeah.
thing LeBron's kind of running into now, where last year he kind of fucked up his persona of I'm a team guy, I'm this guy, and they go, well, maybe he's not. Maybe he's just a dick.
I would tend to agree with you, but they just got Anthony Davis.
Well, no, but they could have. I mean, there was a lot of other guys that were in the works that didn't end up. I mean, you got.
Well, that was
Kawhi
kind
was
of
Kawhi was
No, maybe not.
gonna be
Maybe
that
not.
guy.
But you'd rather have Kawhi than Anthony
Those-
Davis, and maybe that was a real move that could have happened.
I don't know.
I
I mean,
know. Yeah,
those
I
are
don't know.
two totally different. I see the comparison you're trying to make, but it's totally different. The guy that's in the league now since Kobe has left that is most like Kobe as far as mentality-wise is Giannis. Totally different styles of play.
Really?
Not as selfish.
No.
Just from a Mamba
No, no,
mentality.
Giannis is-
Yes.
Hold on. I want to hear this out though.
From a Mamba mentality, and I want to get back to all your points because they were all well received, and I'd like
Save
to
that.
address
I gotta
them all.
pee because that's not true.
I want to hear the Giannis thing.
Which
though.
part?
I'm
Giannis.
truly.
Well, do you
Giannis
need us
like
to wait
Kobe?
for you?
Go ahead. Do what you want.
Well,
No,
no,
that's
I
not
feel
my
like we should wait. I can pause this. We'll still stream, but I can pause the recording.
Or we could talk about something different.
But I have all these Kobe things, man.
No. We're gonna stay on Kobe. We're gonna stay on Kobe for sure.
Okay. Coop,
Um,
by the way, do you need to order food?
No, you know what? Yes, I was gonna order some chicken strips to go, and I didn't pick my burger.
All right.
Let me get on the mic, man. I'm too far away. Nobody can hear me.
Well, I don't think they care what kind. Well, maybe they want to know what
Yeah,
burger.
what are you eating, Coop?
These people need to know. Come on in, Uncle Bob's. They got the banging burgers,
They got the banging burger.
and I'm gonna tell you right now,
Factual.
the one to get is this Ace. This Ace is what's happening.
Yeah, the Verlander.
This Ace is what's happening, man.
You don't like the habanero burger, man? That's my shit.
Nah.
That's
too
Hey,
spicy?
Hey, man, I like to taste it.
It's good.
Coop, you want me to call her over? We'll get that order in.
Okay, that'll work.
Can you grab Missy? Thank you.
Why is Giannis like Kobe?
Hold on, we're gonna get Coops to go order in, and then we're gonna
from
because
there.
I want to make sure he gets it in before the kitchen closes. I can edit all of this out. It'll just be on the live stream. Not a big deal.
Oh man.
It's probably actually a good time for me to pee too. I mean, while we're at it.
Homeboy just
Good,
fucking pull his hamstring. Grimless like hell when he caught that ball.
Is this going well for you?
It's going well. I want you to jump in there, Coop. You're being
I'm just,
hesitant.
I told you I just go with the flow.
Yeah, but you got opinions. I know you do. You got like 14 pages of shit right now.
No, those are you guys haven't touched on some of the things that I'm just bringing the old school, the knowledge.
I
and-
like the old school. The problem is that they're just not as good as the new school.
Well, you know what? The new school has learned from the old school.
Oh,
And-
absolutely.
And as well as
Yeah. They
as,
should.
As good as it looks, yeah, the foundation is very, very solid.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you see Dr. J videos, and you're like, gosh, damn, look at that. But you also look at the guys that he's playing against. They're like me out there.
What do you think would happen to Bill Russell the first time Kevin Durant hit him with the Euro step?
What do you think would happen to Bill Russell when Shaq fucking put his butt into him and dunked on his head?
I think
And
I
threw
think,
the ball at
I
him.
think that you're not giving Bill Russell enough credit for having that basketball intellect to learn how to play against a Shaq.
Oh, I'm not. No,
If I'm
I
coming
agree.
off that way, I
I-
apologize.
and-
No,
I'm
I-
not saying
and-
Bill
and-
Russell's trash.
No,
I'm
no,
not
no.
saying
I
that.
agree what
I'm
you're
not
saying.
saying
I agree
that.
what you're saying with. You're saying that he could adapt to a Shaq.
It really quick.
No,
Really quick.
no, it's a
Within-
Shaq is a singular move.
But could he?
There's no move there. Yeah, there's no move.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna dunk on you. But when you run into a guy like Bill Russell runs into a KD or a, because, I mean,
Bill Russell had a Shaq on his team. His
He
name,
didn't have a Shaq.
Oh, yes, he did.
Not a Shaq.
His name was
though.
John Thompson.
Not a Shaq.
John Thompson played with the Boston Celtics.
He
at
ain't
the-
no Shaq, bro. You know that.
You know what?
Come on, brother.
You go do your measurements and come up with 6'10", 200 and whatever, plus attitude, and it measured in 1965.
7'1", 325 were Shaq's numbers.
It measures up to this new wave, whatever you think Shaq might be.
Okay, let me phrase this a different way then. Okay. Is Shaq the most dominant center, physically dominant center that you've
it's
ever
not
seen?
close.
That I've ever seen.
Yes.
You know what? I seen Wilt play, and I mean I seen tapes of Wilt play the whole game.
I'm not talking about 6'6" white guys,
No,
physically dominant.
no. There were other tall guys. They just weren't that good. All right.
I said-
And just like Shaq is beating up on guys who they might seem that good, but he's so much more physically dominant. Yeah.
I saw a stat on Wilt
He-
Chamberlain that was
he is dominant, but Wilt, because he might look skinny, he was a very strong man.
oh yeah, he was probably.
I mean, he was skinny. He was 215.
So, well, you know what?
For 6'11", that's skinny.
I'm going to say like this.
KD's what, 230?
230.
I'm going to give you Shaq and his most dominant. I'm going to come off of Wilt because Wilt was a very dominant and physical guy in his time. All right. Bill Russell was not so much physical as he was finesse.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll give you Shaq in that era would have made a major difference. I give
Oh,
you
it
that.
would have been funny to watch.
God, I would
Um,
how much money
I
would
saw
you
a
pay to
stat
see
on
that?
Wilt.
I would love
I
to
saw a
see
stat
that.
on Wilt Chamberlain that in I can't remember the year, 1960 something. He sat 8 minutes for the entire year.
What?
8 minutes for the entire year. An entire year he played every game. What they play back then? 80.
You know what? I didn't look
7,
up the
maybe
number.
7. I don't know
I
what they
didn't
played.
look up the
Who
He
cares?
sat
Who
8
cares?
minutes for the entire year.
Bill Russell.
No, Wilt Chamberlain.
Will Chamberlain, yeah.
What the fuck is that?
He never fouled out of a game. Shaq, you can't be at the end of the game because he can't make free
Well, he
throws.
can't make free
when
throws.
he
That's
gets
that's
fouled.
that's Shaq all day long.
But,
he ain't
but
gonna make
you know
free
what?
throws.
Wilt couldn't make free throws either. Wilt didn't stand at the line. He stood more at the top of the arc.
Did he really?
Yes, he did.
And
Because he was
no
a, he was
no
a bad
jump.
free throw
No
shooter.
jump.
There was a playoff game against the Celtics where the coach, I believe it was
Auerbach?
No, Van Bredekoff. I'm talking not Russell. I'm talking about Chamberlain.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Took
I'm sorry.
Chamberlain out the game because he can't make free throws at the end of the game.
Would he jump
And
from the top of the
and
arc?
Jerry West was pissed,
Would he shoot a jump shot from the top of the arc?
more or less. More or
Wow,
less.
that's pathetic.
That's absolute.
Everybody in the NBA, if you're in the NBA listening to me, you should make at least, gosh, if you're that big, you should still make 65, 70.
But you know what? If you don't practice, if your game is different, if you play only
Nah.
12 to 15 feet away from the paint, and that is your game, that's what you do.
Yeah, that's true.
Can we get back to
Yeah,
Kobe?
but Yao Ming
Yes.
is 7
yeah.
foot
So
4 and
why do you think that the closest comparison in modern day NBA to Kobe is the Greek Freak?
From a mentality standpoint. Okay.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about personality. 'Cause, like,
No,
Giannis
mentality.
is like
Nice.
nice, and when he won that
Not
MVP,
a
was
dick.
like, "This is for all my other teammates." Like Kobe's like,
Yeah,
"Do that
but-
fucking shit."
But he's also that guy that says, I don't give a shit about teaming up with people. I don't give a shit about being friends with these guys. Like, when I'm on the court, I'm there to kill.
Well, he's also talking about, I don't want to build a super team. The same thing that Damian Lillard said.
Right.
I don't need to change a team to
And
make it.
Damian Lillard was my second most close to Kobe, but on the court, most Mamba mentality, Giannis, then Dame.
Damian
Since
has
Kobe.
a
Do
super
you
team.
fault him for not
I know, people forget
wanting
about
to
that.
team up
Well,
with
I mean,
someone
he's got
else?
good guys.
He's got
but
a super team.
But he doesn't have
Let me address all your...
KD, Steph. He's
let's-
got Lowry.
That
He's
was-
got.
No. He has C.J. McCollum. They just traded for Hassan Whiteside.
No, I don't know
Yusef
that.
Nurkic back
last
after
year.
his
Last
fuck-
year was when he said it, though.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. This year he's made improvements, but last year he was like, "I'm never trading teams. Like, I'm not gonna go make a super team." But now he's got.
All right. I'd
Yeah.
like to
Let,
bookmark that tweet
Yeah.
in 4 years for Giannis when
Yeah.
we'll see.
yeah, he'll be a Laker.
Super team.
So let
Chris
me...
Paul's coming. He's gonna ruin everything.
Let me address all your guys' Kobe comments because I don't think that they're unfair per se, but I want to give you my take on all of them. Okay, so we'll take it from the top. We'll start from Cam with Cam. So your first argument was that he's a cancer, right? And that's a comment that you'll hear a lot about Kobe. A cancer, ball hog. We'll get to some of Tybo's comments, but for the sake of this argument, we need to win one game.
Okay.
One game. I'm not building a franchise. I'm not doing anything like that. And then I have some other points that will tie into that because I know an argument that you can make is you still need chemistry for 4 quarters. And I get that, right? He's selfish. That's another thing that people say about him. But I think he is maybe, I don't want to say the most competitive because I don't know these guys personally. Yes. Thank
Do
you.
you have white? Did you get White Claws?
We do. We have mango.
I'll
Only
take that.
mango.
Did you get White Claws?
Can I actually have a mango white claw too? No laws with the claws,
All the Bud
fellas. Hashtag my guy Bis.
Is that the
bachelor
new
party.
drink of
Bis
choice?
That's
I
the new
keep
drink.
seeing this little
Yeah.
can, the
No.
little can
It's
Yeah.
light.
fly
It's
around
light.
the table. And
I'm not gonna have to
drinking
pee
any- I'm not
again.
drinking any
Eternity
fucking
boys.
White Claws.
Okay, so the whole thing is that he's selfish, right? And I think you could look at it like that, but I would also argue that mentally he's probably top 5 most competitive dudes ever in the NBA. Maybe all of sports.
I would say all sports.
Maybe all of sports.
Sure.
Okay, I mean
Still
the
be
dude.
selfish.
Well, I think his competitive is because it is a fine line, and I'll get to it. But there's a fine line between being ultra competitive and letting that overtake you. And I think I will concede that argument. I think there's times where he let his competitiveness get in the way of the greater good. I will say that. But I don't see that as selfish. Or did he have selfish moments? Yes, but I think most of the time it was just he's so competitive that it got in the way. I'll agree with that. Okay. Cam, when you talked about it, and it was kind of across the board, when you guys are arguing against my pick, it sounds like it's more of a personal issue with Kobe, not so much an X's and O's pick with Kobe.
Oh no,
Because
not at all for me.
Tybo, you admitted that he's a great defender, and we'll get to the two-way thing with my lineup. But you made the selfish thing. I already covered that, and that he didn't make his teammates better.
I don't think he did.
That is a great argument, and I will also concede that argument in the course of a 20-year career, right? Thank you, Missy.
Thank you.
But we're talking about winning one game. And by the way, he doesn't need to make any of these teammates better because they all have high basketball IQs and they're all elite. And so, where he really comes into issues is when he has like guys like Shmush Parker, right? And obviously the biggest one ever is Shaq, right? But the thing that Kobe had an issue with, and if you watch any interviews now, Kobe had an issue with how Shaq went about his business. It wasn't necessarily about who had the ball or who, at what points. They were both willing to give it up when the time was right because they were at least smart enough to do that. Kobe had an issue with how Shaq went about his business, and Shaq had an issue about how Kobe went about his business, because Kobe's more, I'm not taking away the nickname of the great David Robertson, but he was more of an admiral, right? He's X's and O's. That guy will watch 25 hours of film in one day. Yeah, figure that out, right? Shaq's more, I'm going to go DJ, and I'm going to show up, and I'm still going to ball on these fools, right? And each approach worked for the individual guy. They just didn't work together. Did
They
Kobe
worked
ever?
together for
Did Kobe? But hold on.
3 championships.
Enough, but it could have been way better. And you look at the guys that Kobe had an issue with, it was the fucking Jeremy Lins who went on a hot streak, got some contracts from it, but probably wasn't a great X's and O's guy. Did Kobe ever have an issue with Pau Gasol? No, because
He
he was
shouldn't. Pau bailed him out and won him another title.
But Pau was also a diligent guy.
And
He was
soft-spoken. He knew he could walk all over him.
But it
Pau
worked.
would never say a word.
Okay, but it worked. But Pau was a professional. You could argue now Shaq was dominant physically, but from how he went about his business, a lot less professional than those guys. So
Totally agree.
to my last argument is Kobe played on many USA teams with obviously the elite of the elite, and that was back in the day. I mean, really, this year is like the first time that people are really drawing out of playing on that team. I know we're talking about Olympics versus
I get you.
but
Yeah.
but still, did anyone ever have an issue with Kobe in those situations? No, not never. And if you ask any of the dudes that ever played with Kobe, against Kobe in that time era, if you ask them who the number one dog was, they want one guy on their team, they all say Kobe.
Oh, yeah.
Ask Allen Iverson that question.
No, I'm,
Ask Paul Pierce that question. He's the one who tore up his fucking locker room.
He
So I go to my
shit
lineup.
himself.
I go to my
Yeah.
lineup. Give me one guy that's not a good two-way player.
Well, yeah, I mean, you run into some problems for sure with your lineup. We've been through the Kareem, the matchup with Kareem. You're going to be in trouble there.
I'm not. I'm playing zone.
No,
You're gonna play zone in the
You're
NBA.
gonna play
Yes,
zone.
Yes, you do, and they do play zone in the NBA.
You're gonna play zone. You're
Not
gonna play
often.
zone against anybody's team who can shoot.
Yeah, play zone against Steph, dude. I
He'll
dare
fucking
you.
score 65 points.
Play
Let him.
zone against Steph and KD.
We'll score 120.
Please, please, I beg you.
I think you run into trouble with Kareem as your 4.
He's not guarding
Yeah,
LeBron.
I would be hard stretched to put him on KD.
Can't.
I mean,
Can't.
you're gonna run into some problems there. I like the pick for scoring,
But I mean, I agree with you, Cam. But I mean, to be fair, Kareem scored on anybody you put on him.
at his time and era, yeah, you're right.
You could double team Kareem and he'll still score with that.
I wouldn't
sky
double.
hook.
I wouldn't be doubled. I'd be like running the zone
I'm
with
saying,
Steph and
if you
KD
did,
on the floor.
I would let Kareem beat me with the sky hook down low and not let
Okay,
Steph
he
shoot
will.
threes all game.
Okay, he will.
You know
That's-
why? Because
That's where
my
I
team's
let-
gonna outscore you.
Yeah, 3 is greater than 2.
Yeah, my team's gonna outscore you.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
My team's gonna outscore you. I'm not even worried about Dirk on Kareem.
You mean
That's a
Kareem on Dirk? Oh no, you mean what?
Oh, Dirk's,
yeah.
they're gonna X each other out. Dirk's gonna score on Kareem all day long.
No, he's not.
Are you kidding me?
Kareem
No, he's
is not gonna step out,
No.
which allows Dirk
Dirk
to
to
have
hit the
that
Well,
three.
freedom.
it depends on what scheme you throw out there.
I'm gonna.
You can't run a zone though.
You can't.
Not against
I
these
know
players.
that was more facetious.
Yeah.
than anything.
Okay.
can't run a
so,
zone.
so you think that Kareem's gonna step out on Dirk?
Yeah, in his prime, he's athletic enough to do that.
There's no chance.
Okay.
No
Dirk
chance.
never blew by anyone. He just had a great jump shot. And
All right.
Kareem is one of the better two-way players ever. Granted, at that center position, I get it, and I'm putting him a little
That
outside
stab
his comfort
step?
zone.
Nah, man. He's scoring all day.
Well, Dirk can score. I mean, all these guys can score, right? Really, the only two guys that you can make an argument that will have unstoppable physique or moves are Durant and Kareem. Kareem for the skyhook. Durant is, like Tybo said, we haven't seen guys that move like Durant at his size and can shoot like he can shoot.
We all have
when you
Michael
have a
Jordan on our team.
7'2", how tall is he?
He's
Or-
6'11"
Yeah, not
with a
7'2".
7'6" wingspan
Yeah.
or something crazy.
And so he can get up over anybody, right?
Kevin Durant? Oh yeah.
So when you talk about guys that can score on anyone, it's only in this argument. Now, like I said, this is very fine tuning. It's only Durant and Kareem. That's it.
I think those are
Oh,
the
I don't know.
mismatches. The quote unquote, no matter who you put him against, it's a mismatch.
Right. Durant scores on LeBron, MJ, KD, Dirk, Shaq, Kobe, Kareem, anyone.
So KD's the
thing with-
anomaly.
No. Same thing with Kareem. Kareem scores on any of those dudes.
So Cooper, you had brought up Pippen against KD. Do you think that Pippen slows him down,
That's probably the best matchup.
or do you think he neutralizes him? Because I'm going to give you my personal opinion.
Interesting.
I think Pippen is probably the best guy that I could possibly think of.
I was just trying to think of somebody that could play D on him.
Other than, I think Pippen's the best pick to go against KD. But
How
I
tall is Pippen?
think he's like
6'9".
6'8". Yeah, 6'8", 6'9". I don't think that he stops him, but I think he does the best job minimizing the damage.
I can't think of one person.
Kawhi is the only guy I can think of.
How tall is Kawhi?
Kawhi's 6'7",
7.
but he's got a crazy long reach too.
See, this is where the team concept comes into play. Jordan is that shooting guard, and that shooting guard a lot of times on defense he's floating. He's out there to help.
But
He's a
Jordan
switch
was
guy.
a dog on D though.
That's
People
what I'm
forget
getting
about
to.
that.
And the fact, and one of the reasons why I have them on the team together is because they play so well together. Scottie Pippen, like I said, is probably the best defender I've ever seen. So not only is he going to neutralize Durant, he's going to force
I don't know
he's
about
going to force Durant the other way, and he's going to have help. Michael Jordan there to help.
Okay, well, if we're going the team
That's
aspect,
that's why we got 5 and now 1-on-1.
now if you're going to have Jordan help, okay, well either Steph or Jordan on
Now-
my team is open.
Okay.
I'll take
That's
my
fine.
odds.
And I got Peyton.
If I force anybody on your team to help, you're in trouble. That's why I put Steph on my team. If any player has to help on defense, the ball starts moving and
Steph really is an anomaly for every single team because the shooting doesn't make sense. How good and how fast he can shoot, it really doesn't make sense in any fucking era you can put in there. I don't care if you go back to wherever you want to play physical. You give him 1 foot,
Right.
he's going to make that shot.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense almost. Some of the shots he makes don't make sense.
Here's Tybo's issue when you talk about Steph at the pick. We'll take the defense away. We're talking offensively. What you said is, for the most part, true in the grand scheme of things. But still, he shoots, let's say he shoots 35% from beyond the arc.
shooting 41% or 42% in his career, I believe.
Unbelievable.
Okay, for the sake of this argument, we can roll with that. I think against our teams it would be a little bit lower, but let's just go with his career average. It's probably the fairest thing to do. So let's call it 42%, okay? So he shoots 42% from beyond the arc. That's great. With all our other teams, I say let him shoot that, because if he comes in the paint against MJ, Kobe,
He's
Kareem,
not
and
going in the
Shaq,
paint.
I don't want him anywhere near the paint.
okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Then my team beats you.
I got Gary Payton chasing him.
And
No,
Gary's
that's
going
the
to
thi-
try his heart out.
That's the thing.
dude.
If I was really trying to if I was trying to build a team to play against Tybo,
You
I
have to
wouldn't
pick Peyton.
No, I would have to pick Gary Payton. I would have to pick
That's what I'm
just like a disruptive little point guard. I'm not
Kawhi would be
gonna-
a good pick.
Kawhi. I don't think he's
Sorry,
fast
too big.
enough.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
too
think he's
big.
fast enough. He's too big.
I think Peyton's a perfect guy. I honestly think your front court with
Fuck,
Peyton-
I'll throw Allen
Peyton and
Iverson. I'll
MJ?
throw Allen Iverson in there.
Peyton, Jordan, Pippen, and I know Pippen's not a front court guy, but
He
your
can't
top
run.
three
He's not
have the
gonna run
best 3 defensive guys. Not even close. Not even close.
I don't agree with that. I don't. Well,
3 defensive guys?
no, I don't agree with it. It's
To
not
go
even close.
to go against my team, I think that's the perfect matchup.
I think he has the best, but it's not even close.
It's pretty.
I think it's not
I
even
would say
close.
it's not
Do you
close.
take Scotty or
Defensive-
Kobe? Straight up,
Scotty.
All
To
things
put-
being equal,
to-
do you take Scottie Pippen over Kobe Bryant?
Defensively?
Yes. Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
No, overall.
No,
Overall.
I said defensively.
Okay, I'm saying overall. Who do you take?
Overall, I take Kobe as a better all-time player than Scotty.
All things being equal.
I'm taking Pippen just because of his two-way aspect of his game.
Fuck.
Kobe was more of a help defense, a gambler on defense.
I think
Offense, dynamite.
Kobe's 11-time All-First-Team NBA
Defense.
Well,
He was a dog.
Well, I mean,
I would say 4 of those are because
I'm
of
telling you, what,
4
guys.
of those are
From
because
the
of
top, I said I got the all-dog
don't-
team,
I don't-
man.
I don't like him.
I would say 4 of those are probably for his name though.
But once again, I'm going with the eye test, and Pippen is the best.
Pippen was a
defender
better
that I-
defender,
is the-
but not by much.
Okay. And
Oh.
to put, okay, that's fine. I'll accept
Tybo
that.
just said it.
I'll accept not by much, but he's a better defender. So with his offense and my defense, yeah, I got somebody in his face. He's gonna have to work. He's gonna have to work hard.
Okay,
He got help. He got help in his buddy Michael Jordan.
straight dog
And-
mentality.
And I got that freelance shooter already covered up by another Hall of Fame defender. So
just
That's
dog
why I said Jerry
mentality. Do you
threes.
go Kobe or Pippen? The dog mentality.
You sound a little like Stephen A. right now. Like
That's-
who wants it? Who wants it more? Who's more of a
I think
dog?
you're better
I appreciate that. That's the
I think
highest
you're
paid
better
guy at ESPN, and I appreciate that out of you, Tybo.
I think your better comparison is Scotty versus Clay because they're both two guys,
No.
and they're both. I would say Clay's a better defender than Kobe.
They're totally different players.
I would say Clay plays better defense than Kobe.
No, even Tybo knows that's not
That's-
true.
I would take it.
Even Tybo knows that's not true.
I would take it.
I can't go there yet, man.
I can't.
For
Give him-
Tybo to say
give him
that,
2 more
I
years.
can't go there yet.
Give him 2 more years. I promise he does.
I'm not willing to wait. I need 4 quarters, 2 days.
right
Let's
now,
go.
right now.
That's what I'm saying. That's another reason why I picked Kobe, and it was hard. I had KD in mind. I did have Dirk in mind, but he was a quick out.
I was trying to give
I need
Cooper his props.
I need mentality for 4 quarters. I want Kobe on my team.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
want anyone
Oh
else.
yeah.
don't
Hold
have-
on. Hold on.
You
Hold on.
don't have KD on your team.
Hold on.
I
Hold
don't.
on. Hold on. Hold on. Rybo led his team with "I want my team filled with dogs," and I came out and I said, "I can't wait to call you a hypocrite
Because of LeBron.
because of LeBron."
Yeah, I was hoping
And
you'd
you
go there.
and you have dogged on him
Yeah, you
since we
have.
started this podcast how he doesn't work hard, doesn't do this,
Not a
but now
teammate.
he's a dog. Is he a dog or is he not? I just want to know once and for all: are you standing behind LeBron as a dog,
As the best
or
player ever.
is he lazy and takes plays off?
No.
I just want to know.
Okay, here's my thing. I never said that.
We're gonna have to rewind in this podcast.
No, that'd
'cause
be
I've
good.
heard some shit talking from you about LeBron. Some big shit talking. You said
So-
you would trade him right now if you could.
Yes, I would.
Fuck you
Well, no,
talking
okay,
about.
hold on. Okay, there's a lot that needs to be covered here. Last year, before we got AD and made the moves, yes, I would. It's a totally different situation now, and I feel like that's fair. That's not me being hypocritical or
Yeah,
going
so
backwards.
that's
It's
not
just
why I'm saying you're a hypocrite.
from year to year, it's a different situation in the NBA. Okay, now with that said, last year I was not impressed with LeBron. I think that he
He was hurt.
was a pussy. His mind was elsewhere. He was hurt, and you know,
was hurt.
at the end of the day, we don't know the extent of that.
His doctor said that injury normally takes 3 to 4 months to rehab. He was
You-
back in
You
6
got
weeks.
you got to understand. I grew up on Kobe, so if Kobe went out there with a peg leg, he'd still drive the lane. That's all I'm saying.
and
so,
shoot 50 times and think he did the right thing.
okay, my point here is that LeBron in his prime, and that's
Is
what I
better
gotta
than
figure.
Kobe.
I agree with that. And that's what I got to figure. He's giving me his full energy on both ends of the floor, but I also will not back down from the fact that mentally, LeBron is not like MJ. He's not like Kobe. He's not even like Shaq or Kareem.
So he's not
But-
a dog.
Hold on. He's still a dog. But if I want the smallest dog on my team,
I want him to be 6'9" and he can handle the ball.
250.
at point guard,
260. Okay.
at point guard, because here's my thing. A lot like the Kobe argument. If you put LeBron on a team with J.R. Smith and, you know, Al Jefferson and guys like that, yeah, he's going to push him around. But you put him on a team with these 4 guys, he's going to fall in line and he's going to give him the rock.
Oh, I don't think so.
Yes, he will.
Oh,
Yes,
I have to
he
disagree.
will.
I would not.
He
agree
had
with
an
that.
opportunity to do that.
Where?
He had opportunity
Miami.
with no Detroit.
Wait, what?
He had 4 Hall of Famers.
Who? Chauncey Billups?
Wait,
Rashad?
no. He had Karl
They were all old.
Malone. He had Gary Payton. He had Shaquille, and he was there.
Wait, what?
Talking about
when,
Kobe.
when we talking about Kobe.
Oh, Kobe.
When they lost to Detroit.
Oh, we're talking LeBron, my man.
Oh,
With Rip Hamilton,
okay.
Rip Hamilton, and then
Cooper
I thought
makes
we-
a very
I-
interesting
I
argument.
thought we was talking about Kobe.
Yeah, 'cause-
My bad.
At the end of the day, Kobe didn't want to. Kobe wasn't that bitch made. He didn't want to go there,
That was-
and he had a good thing going in LA. Why would he leave that?
oh
Seriously,
my
that's
God.
not an out. Think about that. Why would he go there?
He played with Gary Payton, Karl Malone.
Why would anyone move from LA to Detroit?
No.
No, that's who they lost to.
That's who they lost
That's
to.
who they
lost
That's
to.
who they
Rip-
lost
was
to.
it Rip Hamilton?
I messed up the
Oh, I
conversation.
thought you were saying you wanted him to join the
No.
Pistons.
He played with Karl Malone, the glove.
Yeah,
He played
that
with
was like
those guys.
that was like the dream team in the
He
end.
cost the Lakers
when they were old.
well, you know what? Old all-timers at that point in their career,
He had Steve Nash too.
they were still.
Granted,
they
he
were-
was hurt the
They
entire
should
time.
not
Tyler,
have
that might be the
lost
worst
that.
argument you've
I
ever made. on
just
this
said he
podcast.
was hurt the
They-
entire time.
Okay.
I love Steve Nash.
But LeBron, I have to go back to. I don't think he's that great of a passer, so I think there's going to be an issue.
Well, and that's a
with your interior guys, let alone Kobe getting the ball out of that man's hands.
So that's a fundamental issue that you have with him at point guard. I'm just saying, mentally, I think LeBron falls in line with those dudes. And any of these guys, here's my thing: is like these guys are all ultimate competitors, and if you tell them your life depends on this,
I think
shit, you put $10 on the game and you got to win this game. They're doing whatever it takes to win.
I'm
If
take-
Kobe has to pass 20 times, but he knows that's what it takes to win, and his life is on the line, that's what he's doing.
I'm taking.
And if they all do that, my team's the best.
Okay, so you're gonna say dribble drive, right? Kobe's gonna get the pass from LeBron. I'm taking KD to take that shot. I'm taking Steph to take that shot. I'm taking Dirk to take that shot. I'm taking MJ to take that shot over Kobe
Okay.
all day.
Okay, but that's not what it's all about here. We're
We're talking about LeBron dribble driving and passing and kicking it to Kobe.
I'm not sure that's what we do.
Ryan, I think your team looks amazing on paper, and I'm not being in any way facetious about that. I really think your team looks really good, but I think you have too many chefs in the kitchen.
We all have too many chefs in the
No,
kitchen.
no, no,
These
no,
are
no.
all alpha males.
Absolutely.
Other than Tim
Absolutely.
Duncan and Steph, because they're soft.
Absolutely.
Well, LeBron,
That's why I threw
You guys
Dirk.
have said
That's
on
why I
this-
threw Dirk in there because he doesn't speak English.
you guys have literally,
I don't know.
literally said on this podcast,
don't think
LeBron
that's his
passes the ball too much, so he's not going to hold the rock.
No, that's what
He
I'm,
passes
that
the
was
ball
my
too
thing.
much. That's
We
he's
all
gonna
know.
dish it.
We all know Tim Duncan's not going to hold on the ball for too long, right? He's
No.
proven that over his 18-year career. Steph Curry will
Take that
pass
shot.
the rock,
He'll take that shot.
and he'll also take the shot.
KD will take the shot.
Who's passing first? Jordan, Kobe, Shaq, or Kareem on that team?
Kareem.
Who has to pry the ball out of whose hands first?
See, okay, this is the problem with the argument because if we're looking at their careers and the dudes that they played with,
Right.
like Smush Parker and some other
He
clowns
played
out
with
there.
Smush for like 2 years.
I know, and it was the longest 2 years. It felt like 10. I'm
How
telling
about
you.
when he
man.
played with all the? What about when he played with the young cats at the end of his career? Not Smush Parker.
Yeah.
How about that? When he was 39 on one leg and he still demanded the ball 40 times a night.
And
Wanted
that's
$30 million a
that's,
year.
That goes back to my argument that is in line with you guys. Is I think a lot of times he let his competitiveness get in the way of the greater good.
It's not competitive. That's selfish. Competitive
no,
is when
it's
you're
not.
striving for a championship and you're trying to win games.
Doesn't need any money.
He wasn't trying to win games at that point. That's not competitiveness. It's my last year. This is about me.
Farewell
There's
tour.
a difference. They were not competing for jack shit. What is there to be
See,
competitive about?
I think if Kobe walks into any gym anywhere, whether that's an NBA arena or the YMCA at 50 years old, he still thinks he's the best dude on that court.
well,
probably
he's
is.
definitely he's
That
definitely the
game
best guy at the
probably is.
YMCA for
well, yeah,
sure.
the Y, but not if
Yeah.
he steps onto an NBA court at 50.
I bet he can
But
still ball. I
let-
bet he starts on.
But he's not
almost
the
every
best.
team.
But he's not the best, and that's to Tybo's point, and I agree with you. I mean,
Russell Westbrook thinks the same
we're
way.
kind of going potato here, but he let his competitiveness, selfishness, whatever you want, get in the way for sure.
Agreed.
I personally think that when you put him around the right guys, it was never an issue.
I think
you
you
look
put him
at
around
it,
the right coach. Is what you have
I
to
agree
do.
with Ryan.
well,
I
Was
I
it
agree,
an issue? It was.
I agree with Ryan.
You put him with Pop on the USA team with elite dudes, never an issue.
Now, Ryan, I agree with you, but I do want to throw in a caveat here, dude. You say when you put him around the right guys, he could have a good team to where he can succeed. The problem is, Kobe, I don't think he could see beyond himself and understand that he was hurting himself by taking such a large contract that he knew he didn't really need, or that the team didn't need to make that team competitive and successful.
And it would be interesting if you asked him that question today and he gave you an honest answer. I don't know. His competitiveness may still be in the way, or he may say, yeah, I wish I did that a little differently. I don't know.
I have a good question for Coop, just because he's been around for a lot longer than us. You're building a team right now.
Right.
One guy.
One guy.
One
Ooh,
guy.
That's a great question.
Ooh.
Current NBA player, right?
No.
Oh.
Hey, all time.
All time?
So you're building. 'cause-
Okay, I'll go all time, and then I'll go current.
But that
one
kind
all-time, one
of
current.
all-time kind of changes the whole thing, like because you have to take age into consideration. Like, are you
No,
building
I
a
mean, they're
franchise? Are
gonna
you
be-
building a season? Are you building
It's an
one
honest
It's
question.
kind of the
you're
topic,
building-
topic of this evening.
Yeah, you're
right?
building a team. You're building a team.
for like multiple years or
Fine,
1 year?
do what you want. That's your team. You do what the fuck you want. You want to win this
It's in-
year, you
it's-
pick them.
Well,
It's
we
in their
need to
prime.
know.
It's in their prime.
Yeah, in your prime. All
The
time.
players in their prime.
I know who I'm going to pick. We'll all go through.
If you give me,
Wait, can I ask one question? I'm sorry, Cooper. Now, if I take a player from,
You're going to take Tim
That's that
Duncan. What the
15
fuck are you
second
talking
air
I'm
about?
not taking Tim Duncan. I'm not
Manu.
taking Tim Duncan. I'm taking Manu. No, I'm just kidding. But if I take a guy from the 70s,
Robert Ory.
where's the roster I'm getting that's complimenting him from?
That's fine. I'm just saying you're building a team right now.
That's a
Current
good
day and
question,
age.
though.
No.
Yeah. If I take Kobe,
okay.
am I drafting guys from 02 to 08 to fill the squad with?
You're
or?
picking
he just wants one guy.
just one guy. You're building a team right now.
Okay.
All
Right.
time. It's a hard question.
No, it's not.
Not for me either.
Not for me.
Yeah.
If you give me one guy,
One guy. All time.
if you give me Akeem Olajuwon, I'll work from there.
How?
I didn't think that was going to pick.
No. Didn't make a single one of our lists.
I'm not mad at it, though.
He didn't make one of your 2 lists.
Tybo, who you got?
No, because
LeBron
Kareem,
James.
I have a,
Done.
Wait, you got LeBron?
Sign. I got
Okay.
LeBron.
He has
Who you
it.
going? You're going.
Easy money.
You're going Kobe.
Okay.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Knowing what I know now, I'd probably go, and I'm not trying to be nitpicky, but am I building a franchise? It does
one
matter.
player you're
it
building.
does matter.
No, it's your team. If you want to win this year, you win this year with Kobe Bryant.
I'll take LeBron.
If you want to go with
Okay,
a
so
matter of
it's
the
like if I'm
circumstance.
running the Lakers and I could pick one guy.
yes, one guy from all time.
I don't need to win one season. Oh, then it's LeBron because I know that he has longevity. That's the
He's
biggest
got
reason.
both. He can win 1 year or multiple
That's
years.
the big reason.
Doesn't matter.
Not because he's the best pick. If it was just that, I'd go MJ or Kareem.
I'm going MJ. Yeah,
That's right, yeah.
I'm going MJ.
Can't hate on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just because
I'm thinking old school from a perspective of building inside out.
yeah.
The inside, those interior men are so difficult to come by at a great
Especially
talent,
nowadays.
a skill level.
I agree.
I think the game
And-
has changed though, but
That's why I start with that particular player and work around him.
If I knew that, like Kareem, for example, or a Shaq would stay in the shape that LeBron has for so long, I'd pick one of those guys too because you hit the nail on the head. To find an interior dominant guy it's a lot harder to come by than like an outside.
do you think that's
front court
But
do you
hold
think
on,
it's
hold on.
as effective nowadays as it was back then?
Oh, that's a good.
It might be more. It might be more.
It's
effective.
definitely not.
No.
But
Not with perimeter shooting.
my question is, why would you take Hakeem as your first overall, but he wouldn't make either of? I'm just genuinely curious, but he didn't make either one of your 2 lists.
Because I was going for all time and something unstoppable with my original. Well, we'll just go with the second list.
Yeah.
I picked Kareem before I picked Olajuwon because Kareem has that unstoppable
Shot.
offense.
And I understand,
And his defense was good enough for that particular position. But to start a team, I need a little bit more. And Olajuwon gives you that little bit more.
What
That-
does he give you more? One
De-
guy's got an unstoppable
Wait,
shot.
no. Defensively, Olajuwon was dynamite.
Heard that.
He's guarding your mobile.
I saw
he's,
Hakeem.
he's,
I watched him a little
Plus,
bit.
he got the dream
He-
shape.
he's guarding your mobile centers. He doesn't have a problem stepping out on those centers who might want to take that Dirk Nowitzki shot. And at the same time, interior wise, he is a shot blocker. So give me this guy with those 3 concepts, and I can work around it.
And I like the pick. I'm just wondering why you would take a guy to start.
because he's trying to
your
win one game
franchise.
against our guys.
Well, that was a different question.
No,
versus
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to understand.
Yeah.
That's all I was
It's
trying to
just a
do.
different
All right, Coop.
That's- that's-
Same concept. Best scorer all time.
Best or most dynamic?
Best scorer. You're gonna pick one guy to score on any play at
Mike.
the end of the game.
I mean,
take Mike.
no, that's easy.
I'll take Mike.
You got to go Kareem. He is statistically the best scorer ever, and he has the most unstoppable offensive
Okay,
tool
but you're
ever.
you're putting Kareem against the entire gauntlet of the NBA, including 2019.
You didn't ask that. You just asked for the best scorer.
Best scorer, okay, but it's
Kareem.
up against everybody.
Kareem.
Okay.
Take Mike or KD, but I'll
Yeah.
take Mike. They say Mike could have dropped 60 in this NBA.
I'm gonna have a wild card in this one.
You know what?
If you say Derek Fisher,
I want Derek Fisher. I want to go so much with Ryan because Kareem just is that absolute. But there's a score that I don't think you guys have ever seen that he didn't have a long career, but this dude was
Brandon Roy.
No Brandon Roy.
Dude, Brandon Roy was a
is-
real
If he
one.
stayed healthy, he might be the.
and that might be another.
who's
Yeah,
your guy?
hold on.
Coop? Who's your
Cooper.
guy? Coop?
Let
Yeah.
Cooper
His
go.
name is Pete Maravich.
Pistol
I know
Pete?
Pete. Yeah, I know
Come
Pistol
on.
Pete.
Of course I didn't watch him, but
I will.
I know
and you're
Pistol
talking
Pete.
about
Yeah, I didn't watch
scores,
him. I don't
Yeah.
know.
not shooters.
No,
not
score.
ball handlers, just flat out
Scores.
scores. Pistol Pete.
I'm going James Harden.
You can. I'm out.
I'm going James Harden.
Okay.
KD said he's the best scorer he's ever played against.
Tybo walked off the set like Ryan Hollins. He's
Yeah.
gone.
I'm going James Harden. He might shoot 55 times, but if I need one basket, I'm going James Harden. He might get fouled. He might do that, but the guy can score.
Okay. Agreed.
The guy can score. He's not the best, but he's not going to make my top any team. The guy can score. I'm not mad at it.
I don't have an argument to go with it, other than who's gonna get him the ball. But
Oh,
once-
no.
once
I'm
he-
talking
once he
one-on-one.
Once he has the
One-on-one.
ball, his game right now is on top.
One-on-one scoring. That's all I'm looking for. KD said he's the best scorer he's ever seen. And that's coming from KD. This is after he was on his team. When you get those kind of things going on, like Shaq talking about fucking boring-ass Tim Duncan, giving him the big fundamental, and his name sticking forever.
Big fundamental.
Yeah, and you know what? That's probably the best title that could be given to him, and he's lived up to it, and not in
He has.
not in an embarrassing way.
No. I only talk shit on Tim Duncan because of Tybo. That's the only reason. I can't hate on him. The guy's a machine.
I didn't really. You know what? Tim Duncan was.
He's on nobody's radar.
He was not. Exactly. He was just
No.
not that guy that you game planned for. But
Oh, they game planned for him, too.
He ended up being that guy that. Oh man, he beat us. He beat us. Damn, he
He
beat.
beat a lot of teams.
And he did it very quietly. I mean, I love Tim Duncan. I can't say anything bad about him. Here's a question.
You don't think? Just real quick. I'm sorry, Ryan.
No, you're good.
You don't actually think NBA teams didn't game plan for Tim Duncan,
well,
right?
you know what? They didn't game plan for Tim Duncan like they did Michael Jordan.
No, there's no
or
superstar.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Superstar.
Or
Kobe.
a Kobe.
Yeah.
He's just not that guy, but he's so consistent and so fundamental that at the end of the game, you look up at the end of the game.
He's
and
got
the score
20,
is like,
10, and 10.
God damn it, he beat
Yeah.
me.
And
You
it was
know-
a quiet 22.
You don't
beat
think that
me.
you didn't
They
think
game plan for him,
Nope.
Tybo. They just
you don't think teams doubled on the block against him in his prime, so he would have to kick it out to Bruce Bowen instead.
Bruce Bowen could shoot, though.
Sean
So could
Elliott?
Put some respect
Robert
on
Ory.
that name.
Bruce Bowen, first and foremost, could only shoot from the corner. So argue me on
He won
that.
some games.
Sean Elliott won games. Bruce Bowen really didn't win that many games. Robert Ory won a game in his 2-year stint. Steve Kerr won a game. Manu Ginobili won
A lot of games.
a lot of games. Tony
Tony
Parker
Parker,
won a lot of games. But guess what? If
Tony Parker had that little one-hander from the fucking free throw line.
Tony Parker led the league in points in the paint at one point in his career.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's crazy.
Oh, he had
That's
that little fucking dip in and that
That
little
is
one-hand step back.
Legitimately mind-blowing
Those
stat.
Europeans, man.
Mind-blowing
It really is.
stat.
So here's a question, kind of like playing off of Cam's thing. If you're to start a franchise today, who is the guy that you're taking in today's NBA? Today, you got to factor
Only
in
today.
age, everything.
Right now?
Right now, you
Oh, I
get
got it.
one
You
guy
want me to go
to
first?
start your franchise. You're starting the Temecula Titan people.
Giannis.
Giannis.
Taking Giannis? Go for it, Coop.
Kawhi Leonard.
That was 1-2. That was 1A, 1B for me.
Rybo?
I need to think about that. I asked a question without an answer in mind.
I'm taking Kawhi Leonard.
Good for you, man.
He hates Kawhi Leonard
Yeah.
I don't anymore.
because he's a Clipper.
No, I'm not ignorant to the fact of the reason I loved him so much before was obviously because he was part of my team, but
I'm not mad at it.
how good he was, and I thought he was going to be the guy that bridged the gap. Life goes on, people disappoint you, and you just got to move on.
Go ahead. Say Kobe Bryant.
Nah, I go Kawhi as well.
It's not a bad play.
He's the best two-way player in the
Yeah.
league.
Oh,
Maybe.
yeah.
Yep.
He's the closest
He
to
will
the
be one
to
of
the
the
best.
best ever
He's
at one
closest to
point.
the best defender that we've seen in a long time.
He's
That's-
still young, but
yeah.
really age you don't have to factor in too much other than like the LeBron James once you get over that hill, because
How
in
old is
today's
Kawhi?
NBA you got to win today.
27.
He's 27, and you know what? You really don't have to worry about like how old he is because he sat out an entire year for the
Yeah, he's
San
basically
Antonio.
Played for some
26.
shitty team.
But at the same time, those extra games they take a toll on you.
They wear on you.
Whether he sat out 1 year and was injured or not, I mean he's there.
That's why the LeBron thing's so crazy. He's played so many games, and say what you will about him, but physically the way he's held up is unbelievable.
That's the same thing with Kobe. Or
Nah, not like LeBron.
Kobe
though.
broke down though, man.
Yeah,
Like
not like-
every
yeah,
year.
well,
it
that
was
one.
something.
Well, when he had to go to Europe and get the stem cells and shit, but like before that, I mean, he played a lot of extra seasons.
Well, that's
Oh,
like,
he did, but LeBron's held up
to
like,
Ryan's point,
unlike
yeah.
any. You look at think about this.
LeBron's also 60 pounds heavier and just
I think that's what Ryan's trying to say though.
Yeah.
There's a big boy.
It's unbelievable how his body is held up.
Well, he
Considering
This was the
the
first
workload.
the first year after making the playoffs. Did he ever
12,
the finals
12.
8 straight?
something like
When did
that.
he last miss the finals? Other than this year, he did it 3 in a row with Cleveland, 4 in a row with Miami,
Then back
and then he
3
did.
in a row.
He
or
did.
2 in a row.
I think
So
it was
when did he
2.
sign with Miami? 09?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
2010?
Somewhere it's right in there.
So I think he's probably 8, maybe 7 or 8 years. That's just the finals, and he was making deep Eastern Conference playoff
Oh,
pushes.
yeah.
Because it was probably 2010 because Boston in 09, and they did their run. But he was still in the Eastern Conference Finals every year, and if not then, I know he was in the finals in 07. That dude was playing
When he was a
so
kid.
many extra minutes. That's why I think the Lakers are crazy dangerous this year if Anthony Davis stays healthy.
Yeah.
The team revolves around AD. I think LeBron's going to come back fresh. He's never had this much time off in his entire fucking career.
Where do you think they're at in the West?
I still think they're around the 3 to 5
I think so, too.
range.
Yeah,
I think
I
they're
think so,
right
too.
around there.
I don't think they're that high.
You think they're lower?
I think they're lower.
Really?
You think Clippers go higher?
You're not giving credit to Denver and their chemistry.
I like Denver, but I don't.
Utah?
Utah's a bother.
I think Utah's going to win the West.
Okay.
That was Tybo's hot take. Utah
Adam,
wins the
Entire shebang.
the shebang.
I love Utah's team. I got Utah.
And you have the Clippers,
The
with
Clippers.
with their newfound love. So
I gotta assume the Clippers
I
up
don't
there.
I don't think that the Lakers are going to finish that high. I disagree with you in the team revolving around what happens to AD. I still think it's LeBron.
Well, no. I think that if LeBron goes down, it goes down.
Oh, the ship goes down.
I guess my point is the higher liability as far as healthiness on the team,
Okay.
despite what happened last year,
Okay.
is still AD.
Okay.
So that's why he's the key cog.
His injury,
Can he
injury-
stay healthy?
His injury history bugs you.
Yes. Can he stay healthy? If he can, they can be really, really good. I like the core guys around him a lot better than what they had last year. Last year was just basically a bunch of
I would rather have had the youngsters.
really.
Yes.
You'd rather have
was a-
Lance Stevenson over Danny Green?
Well, no. I'm talking about the Ingrams, the
Yeah.
you
Kuzmas.
still have the Kuzma.
I like
Well,
Kuzma.
yeah, but I'm saying there was
Alonzo Ball that plays 30
no,
times a game.
I can miss Lavonzo. I'm okay. I got KCP to. I'm all right.
KCP's trash.
No, he is not. No, he is not. He is a nice complimentary player.
He's a good 10th man off the bench for sure.
Well, if you can get 5 points or 8 points out the 10th man, I take it.
Hey, bro, you take it.
I got the Lakers 4 or 5.
I think
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
Lakers are
it's
7-8.
kind of middle. It's
No.
middle of the
No.
pack.
I said 3 to 5. Yeah,
Nah,
I
people
like 3 to 5.
people sleep on still how good LeBron is. People forget about how good AD is, and then people also don't understand how good Kuzma can be.
AD's
He's
gonna
the X factor
AD's
to
gonna
me.
be the proving ground right now because he can turn into a Chris Bosh, or he could turn into a Kobe Shaq type scenario where he dominates.
You know what I'm most excited for this?
Could we need another beer?
No, actually, I'm good. I gotta fill up the tip jar, so.
Nah, you're good.
Good.
Huh?
I'm okay. I'm okay with.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good right now.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I think
I think AD either shines, or he shows that he's not that good and he was good on a shitty team.
I don't think
Nah,
that's even a
he'll
possibility.
yeah. it's
I
not.
hope it's not
it's not.
because I actually
It's
like
either-
AD. I like AD.
It's either he gets hurt or he is what he is, and that's
I like
really
I
good.
like AD, and I think he's really good. But I think we've also seen other players that have been really good on shitty teams.
The thing that excites me the most, especially about the West and basketball this year, is what happened last year when LeBron gets on a team or LeBron joins the Big Three. There's always some chemistry issues, right? Other teams kind of get out in front. But guess what? Everyone's got fucking chemistry issues this year.
Oh, yeah.
No one's played together.
much
Westbrook,
change.
Harden,
Everybody's figuring it
Paul
out on the
George,
fly.
Kawhi.
Everyone's figuring it out on the fly, and that makes it really fucking interesting. And that's why I like the Jazz because, yeah, they added one or two guys here,
They're the-
but more or less, the
They're the
core's still the
76ers of last year or 2 years ago.
The core's
when
still
the
the same.
76ers were young
Yeah.
and fast
only
yeah.
the Jazz can shoot.
No, yeah.
the Sixers
No, you
can't.
know what I'm saying though.
Yes.
The young crew that is just gonna go out and ball.
They are.
Yeah.
They're
not
scary.
scared to play against Kawhi. They don't give a shit to play against LeBron. Like, let's go ball.
They've got playoff experience.
Yeah.
Not deep playoff experience, but
Yeah.
playoff experience.
to me, it's Denver, the Jazz.
Who's your number one
and Portland.
1-2 duo that you take right now in the NBA if they're healthy? If they're healthy. So I'm gonna go, Clay, Steph. You're gonna go Kawhi, Paul George. You're gonna go LeBron, AD. You're gonna go Westbrook, Harden. You're gonna go KD and Kyrie.
I'll take Clay and Steph.
I am so far out of the box, fellas. I'm looking at these Trailblazers. I love me some Damian Lillard and that McCullough.
That's in there too.
That backcourt is dynamite, and
not bad.
and I think that you need to pay attention to.
Healthy.
I love them.
We're going.
They need some help front court, but
We're
They
going.
got it. They
we're
got it.
We're going healthy.
They got it this year.
Portland are a top 3 team, by the way.
Oh yeah, healthy.
When they get Nurkic back, that's
They'll
a
be a
problem.
top 3 team.
That's a problem. But you never know with big men and big bones breaking how that shit's
My
gonna fucking.
my problem's gonna be that they're both not healthy. Kyrie, KD.
I'm not a big Kyrie guy, man.
Nope. Kyrie doesn't play any defense.
I'll take the two best shooters of all time.
Yeah.
I'll take Clay and Steph.
No, I'm not mad at it.
They both don't play. Well, Clay plays better defense than Steph. but-
Clay plays great
Clay
defense.
plays lockdown.
Clay plays about the best defense in the NBA right now.
As much as it pains me to say, assuming
Kawhi.
they're all healthy, it's Kawhi and Paul George.
I'm not worried about Paul George.
okay.
I don't hate
Paul-
that pick.
When Paul George is healthy, he's an MVP candidate.
I don't hate that pick. I'm not going to sit
he was
here and
that
argue.
last year.
Now, if
You're
if, if
absolutely
it was
right.
LeBron,
He was last
if
year.
it was LeBron 3 years ago, everyone healthy, it's LeBron AD. But
If you said LeBron AD, I wouldn't be mad at you either.
and
No.
it's close.
I'm not mad at Dame and Collum.
The only difference is
Damian Lillard's one of my
LeBron's
favorite players
age.
in the NBA right now. I love him. He's ice cold.
The only difference is LeBron's age. You got Paul George and Kawhi who are in their 20s, late 20s, but still they're healthy. The two best two-way players in the league.
I don't think there's a worse bet than betting against LeBron James. Honestly.
No,
Yeah.
there's not. You can't.
Why would you?
No.
It's like betting against Alabama. Why?
Betting against Tom Brady.
Oh, they're going to lose eventually. Are they?
Actually,
Probably not.
Betting against the Patriots.
the injury that LeBron suffered, and then you factor in that age that you talk about, that right there is a blend where Clemson beats Alabama, and you upset. And that's where I think that the Lakers need to kind of be worried. It's like we putting all our eggs in a basket on this Anthony Davis LeBron
Train.
project.
Yeah.
I hope the guys behind him compliment him because both these dudes, LeBron has had injuries he's never had before, and KD has a history of that. It's like, okay, fellas, y'all need to step up.
Yeah, but they really aren't putting all their eggs in that basket. One, they had to,
Okay.
right? They had no other choice.
Agreed.
But
Oh, it's either this year or next year. That's it.
people forget about DeMarcus Cousins. I
Agreed.
realize he has not been the guy.
There's
That,
Boogie.
and there's a comfortability with AD.
if you could argue that if he's healthy, him and AD might be the best duo.
I think the Lakers are the biggest risk, biggest reward team in the NBA right now.
Yeah, if they're all healthy and play to their potential, they win 60-something games.
Yes, but I could easily
yeah.
see that team going fucking to dog shit
40 and 40.
super quick.
40 and 42.
And
Yeah.
And I wouldn't-
struggling for that A spot.
and I would
And
not
I wouldn't do it
and
in the
I wouldn't
West.
be surprised either way if they won 65 or if they won 43.
But that will be just because of injuries, and as a
For sure,
franchise and
for
as
sure.
a fan, I'm saying we put our best foot forward and let the chips fall where they may. If, I don't even want to speak it into existence, but you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, LeVar's gone.
No,
Let
no,
that
yeah,
go,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Let that go.
Hey, y'all two
Well,
is
he's
like,
in New Orleans with the juju in there.
But you
and
know
the-
what? They go in 2 years, 3 years. The Pelicans are gonna be on the tip of your tongue.
Pelicans
nice.
might make the playoffs this year.
no,
In the East?
Bro.
West. No.
Oh, yeah, they're in the West.
They're in the West.
No.
That's
Dude,
a broken
you
system,
could, you
too.
Could argue
just so
that
you know.
could argue that if healthy, they
No.
almost
No.
already have the best defensive backcourt.
No.
Drew Hall,
No.
bro.
Tell him about it.
No.
I think they
I
might be the 8th seed.
Tell
No.
him about it.
So they're going to beat out the Spurs?
No, the Spurs are
going to
gonna
be
be a top-
7-6.
Top 16.
Okay, so
5.
I got one in my hand right now. Spurs, Lakers,
Clippers,
Clippers,
Utah.
Utah, Trailblazers,
Nuggets.
Nuggets. I said Utah already, right?
Yeah.
Houston.
Houston.
Fuck you. Houston's going to fucking burn up.
Houston's going to be
They're
fine,
going to
bro.
burn
The
up.
Pelicans.
gonna be
Pelicans
fine.
are gonna be the 8th seed.
Okay, we're missing another team, dude. We're missing a big
Who?
one.
Tell me.
Golden State?
Golden State. That's 8. They're better than any of those 8.
Dude, the West is stacked.
We
You
forgot
missed Golden
Golden
State.
State till the 8.
And they're the one.
Well, you don't have what you used to have, so you got to rethink it.
Oh, they're going to be fine.
I don't know
no,
if they're
you're
gonna
right.
fall to 8, but
No. I was
But they gonna fall.
I was just naming 8.
they're gonna fall. And
There's
that's
no
fine.
way.
And
You don't
let's-
want to fuck with Golden State at the 6 or 7.
Oh,
I promise you that.
They're not going to be a 6 or 7.
I know they're not, but
Yeah.
if they do,
People are sleeping on them right now, and they should be.
you
very
don't want to fuck with them at the 6 or 7.
D'Lo had a
Clippers
great
don't
year.
want to see them as the 6 or 7.
No one wants to see him.
Fuck no.
No one wants to see him.
Nobody wants to see anyone in the
All right,
West
anything else?
stacked. All right, let's end with this. Do we all still think that the teams that we assembled are the best teams, or can anyone concede that someone else created a team that they think could take?
No,
on
my
theirs?
team's-
Coop, you kind of already did, and I appreciate. I respect you for
I
that.
think I'm the low end. The guest was not prepared quite this evening.
No, you did good, man. You did good.
You were good. I will concede that defensively, my team has issues, but
I'll concede that Dirk is a wild card.
and I think
He
Steph's a
could,
wild card.
he could also put up 40 in a game.
And that's the thing. I think
Yeah.
Steph could put
Yeah.
up 40.
Any of these,
Any of
guys
these
can put up
players are
40.
interchangeable. I'm pretty sure you're not going to be mad that if you have Steph on your team. I'm pretty sure you're not going to be mad if you have Dirk Nowitzki on your team.
What? I got stuck with Dirk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dirk is the
NBA
best last pick
2K
in
like
NBA
7 or something. You get Dirk's like the 99.
All right, let's end with this. Coop, I asked you a question earlier. We didn't get an answer out of you. Out of our 3 teams, who has the best team in your mind? Who are you most afraid to face?
Oh Lord.
On the
Between
spot.
Let me open
Cam,
my book.
Tybo, and Rybo. Team Cam, Team Tybo, Team Rybo. Who you shaking your knees most at to face?
While he's
You-
You just got to pick one.
You guys all got LeBron.
We all got MJ.
But Tybo has LeBron in a different position.
Yeah.
MJ's a
You
wash.
know what? That's funny. I guess it's always you always the bad guy, man.
well, I'm used to it, so put me in the dirt, Coop. It's all right.
I don't want to play against Tyler. I don't want to play against Tybo.
I knew you were gonna pick that.
That's who you're most afraid of. You're afraid of little Timmy Duncan walking down the street.
Once again, I said he's not that guy you game plan for.
But he'll
at
fuck
the
you up.
End of the game, you like, damn, he beat me.
Tybo has a
30 and
very
12.
well-rounded squad. I'll give him that.
I'm not mad at it.
And the fact that he has Magic or Steph, he picked Steph. That's fine. And LeBron is all you guys are in love with LeBron. I'm not in love.
I'm not in love with
LeBron,
LeBron, but he's just the best.
I still think I mean, I didn't have any young guys on my list because I think it's still work for them to do. And injuries over time in the next 10 years, it will change your perception of where they are on your list. But for right now, I mean, Kevin Durant, he's coming off an injury. How's he going to be? Is he going to be the Kevin Durant that you...
Is KD top 30 all time right now?
It's
Top 30?
he's top fucking 10.
No,
15.
not top 10.
I wouldn't
15.
put him top 10.
15.
He's not top 10.
Where is he at on your list?
He's in the top 30 players.
Is he in your top 25, 20? Like,
You know what?
where does it?
I haven't broken it down, but in
that's
in
fair.
terms of that position, I didn't have him at a small forward. I had him at a power forward, and I had him at number 6. And that's, once again, it's because he still has work to do.
Is Steph in your top 30?
Steph was right there. He was just outside of my top 5.
Top 5.
Oh. Here's my breakdown.
And go ahead.
No, I think that Coop has the best defensive team.
And
No doubt.
That's my mindset.
Yeah.
And,
No doubt.
And that's all I have.
No. I mean, we can't deny that you have the best defensive team. From an old school, like if we play a game in the 80s, Coop's team probably wins.
Oh yeah, scrappy.
Right, but in today's game, probably not. I think Tybo has. I say this with all due respect, fellas. By the way, Tybo, I think you have the most well-rounded from a position-to-position constructed team, but I think it's the softest team.
Okay.
It's like the least scary.
Okay.
I'm gonna jump to me real fast. I think I have the scariest team, not the most well-rounded. I realize that I have a hole kind of in the power forward position. Down low, no one's fucking with me, but kind of that mid-range game, I'm in some trouble. I think LeBron, MJ, and Kobe can handle anyone on the front court, but that mid-range part of the court, that's a big hole for me. And I think Cam, you're kind of somewhere in between me and Tybo.
Oh, okay.
That's my breakdown, fellas.
Good deal. All right. Thanks for coming on, Coop.
Appreciate having
Appreciate
me.
it.
Man, thank you for having me.
Pick
you have
another
fun?
topic. Come back on.
All right, man, y'all scared me to death, but I'm not scared no more.
All right.
Cooper,
All right.
seriously, dude, it was a
Nothing to
pleasure,
afraid
man.
of.
Thank you.
Get to work,
Thank you very much,
motherfuckers.
man.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.